actually throw some life jackets to them using a drone, and the child was able to be saved, but the parents were not able to be saved in this particular case. There was also a case of a father, Nunawat Motilal, as well as his daughter Nunawat Ashwini, who were coming from Khammam towards the airport. They were to reach the Hyderabad airport, but in Mehbubabad, their car got washed away, and this 26-year-old scientist and her father, both of them were washed away in their car, and their bodies have also been subsequently found. In both the states, the water bodies, the Central Water Commission has pointed out that the water bodies are running full, and there's a big risk of them actually getting breached at multiple locations, and therefore people have been advised to stay indoors. The national highway between Hyderabad and Vijayawada has been breached as well. NH 65 has been breached, and everywhere you can actually see the highways underwater, and you would not even be able to make out the roads, and therefore people have been told that avoid travel today, and if it is unavoidable, only you venture out, and they have been suggested an alternate route, but even that is being told that do not take it unless it is absolutely necessary. Between Hyderabad and Vijayawada is where Kazipet comes, and between Kazipet and Vijayawada, the rail track has also been breached at two places, one at K. Samudram, at Rayana Padu, and as many as 99 trains have been cancelled, and several trains, all that area have been diverted as well. And what once again the rail authorities are trying to do is to try and see if there are breaches here and there, because that's a risk. They cannot start the trains unless that happens. Schools, colleges have been shut in Telangana. Like you mentioned, work from home has been recommended for the IT sector and the ITES sector as well. And both the chief ministers have in fact had emergency meetings with their officials, and Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu in fact stayed over at the Vijayawada collectorate. It almost reminded me of the Hudhud times, because this is a kind of crisis when it came upon Vijayawada town and Hyderabad town in many areas. But the worst affected have been Newzeweed, Vijayawada, and in Telangana it is Khammam, Mehbubabad. All those areas is where the flooding is being reported in big numbers. What the Chief Minister in Telangana has also done is to tell that whatever the water, if it can be diverted into the water bodies where storage may be possible, that is something that is being looked at as well. NDRF, SDRF have been deployed both at Hyderabad and on standby in several areas. The Prime Minister and Mr. Amit Shah also spoke to Mr. Revant Reddy, and what we are told is that they had offered, they are going to be sending in fact extra teams for rescue measures, and there is also a chopper that was brought in from Andhra Pradesh, Vizag to Khammam district, because this side where the choppers are not able to fly, Deputy Chief Minister Batti Vikramarka spoke to the Chief Secretary there, and a chopper was brought in for those rescue operations as well. So people in the low-lying areas are being moved, and people are being told that stay indoors. Wherever you think you're safe, stay indoors. Back to you.
Uma, you're taking us through the rescue operations that are being carried at multiple areas within Telangana as well as Andhra. What is the prediction at the moment? Of course, advisory has been issued, cautions given out, but at this point, what kind of prediction is being given out by the officials?
Okay, the system which was a depression is what had caused all this rain, and that's why Telangana as well as Andhra Pradesh were affected. But the system is now moving away from here, but this is still expected to bring heavy rains in coastal Andhra Pradesh and also Yanam, which is off the coast of Andhra Pradesh. And therefore, what we are being told is that there may not be a downpour now, but wherever you will have water bodies getting breached, you are going to have flash floods, and that is what is the big worry now, because several areas are still marooned, and national highways, roads, everywhere you are seeing the breaching of these main arterial ways, because of which power disruption would be there. Of course, that's also a precautionary measure. But as of now, today also, it is wait and watch. Everyone on high alert. Leaves have been cancelled for government officials, and rescue efforts still on in full swing wherever the emergency beckons. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Uma, for bringing up to speed with all those details. Moving on now, MLA Amanatullah Khan on Monday morning claimed that the Enforcement Directorate has arrived at his house to arrest him.
That's right. In fact, that's a big political face-off here in the national capital. The raids are underway as we speak. Remember, Amanatullah Khan is under the ED lens in a money laundering case related to financial irregularities as far as the Delhi Waqf Board case is concerned. In fact, he has said that, well, the Enforcement Directorate is at my residence to arrest me. Various Aam Aadmi Party leaders have tweeted on this as well. He has been arrested earlier as well, but this seems to be the big political face-off ahead of the crucial civic polls and also the Delhi polls next year. Listen.
देखिए, इस वक्त जो है 7 बजे हैं और ईडी वाले मेरे घर पे सर्च वारंट के नाम पर मुझे अरेस्ट करने के लिए आए हैं और मैंने इनको लिखा भी था और हर नोटिस का जवाब मैंने इनको दिया है। जब ये मुझे नोटिस कर रहे हैं तो सर्च वारंट के नाम पर सिर्फ इनका मकसद मुझे गिरफ्तार करना है, हमारे कामों को रोकना है। पिछले 2 साल से मुस्तकिल ये लोग मुझे परेशान कर रहे हैं और अब ये मुझे गिरफ्तार करना चाहते हैं। सिर्फ इनका मकसद है कि हम लोगों को तोड़ना और हमारी पार्टी को तोड़ना। हम लोग टूटने वाले इनसे नहीं हैं, ना हम इनसे झुकने वाले हैं, ना हम इनसे डरने वाले हैं।
Shreya is joining us on the phone line. Shreya, this is a big claim being made by Aam Aadmi Party MLA. What's the truth in it? What are the Enforcement Directorate officials telling you?
All right, we seem to have lost that line with Shreya there. We'll try and reconnect with her. But of course, the Enforcement Directorate raids are underway. In fact, there was a dramatic visuals coming in from Amanatullah Khan's residence this morning as well. This is the Delhi Waqf Board case. But Shreya is back with us. Yes, Shreya, go ahead. What are you picking up from your ED sources?
Yes, so at around 7 in the morning, the ED had visited this Amanatullah Khan's residence, and he has also he has recorded a video of himself and he has posted it on Twitter, wherein he said that they had come to arrest him while he continuously said that his mother-in-law has been undergoing cancer treatment, and the fact that he had informed them about this in writing, but still the ED wanted to do was to arrest him under the pretext of a search warrant. And he also mentioned that he has been responding to all their notices for the past 2 years, and that he's claiming that they are fabricating cases against him and causing trouble for him and his party, the Aam Aadmi Party. And remember that he has been the chairman of the Waqf Board from 2018 to 2022, and earlier in April, on 18th April as well, he was questioned for over 12 hours for his alleged involvement in a recruitment scam, and his statement was even recorded under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. But right now he's saying that the ED has come to arrest him. He's claiming that ED has come to arrest him from his own residence, and he believes that this federal probe agency is targeting him and his party in apparently fake cases.
All right, Shreya, thanks very much for joining us.
All right, thank you, Shreya, for bringing
us
all those details. Let's move on to our next big story. This is the latest on the Mollywood Me Too case. A fresh case has been registered against actor and left MLA Mukesh, who is at the center of the Me Too storm. Already booked for rape, an assault case has now been filed against Mukesh in Kerala's Thrissur.
That's right. This is a chorus for Mukesh's resignation grows, and so does the pressure on the left government. Well, the CPM has backed its MLA, saying others with similar allegations have not quit. Where does the buck stop, and how do we fix accountability? That is a big question, Radhika.
In fact, as per the complaint filed by actress from Ernakulam, police has collected some evidence in the case against actor Edavela Babu, left MLA, and actor Mukesh, Manian Pillai Raju, and advocate Chandrasekharan. The magistrate has recorded statements under section 164 in connection with 3 FIR. Let's go across to Ishika on this. Ishika, a chorus, of course, growing as far as the entire Mollywood Me Too cases are concerned. Now, of course, there is a fresh case against Mukesh, and also under 164 CRPC victims statements have also been recorded as far as the case against actors Edavela Babu, Mukesh, and Manian Pillai Raju is concerned. Take us through the latest as far as the investigations are concerned.
Well, as you rightly mentioned, in fact, the investigation is in fact moving at a fast pace is what we are seeing here. Now, as per the complaint that was filed by the actor, police has in fact started collecting evidence also on a preliminary basis. In fact, it was a case against
taken there. The police have in fact collected evidence. They have also visited those locations where the complainant in fact had alleged that sexual assault took place with her. And in fact, the magistrate has also recorded statements under Section 164 in connection with 3 FIRs in this case. Now, the police team is now going to submit a report, in the court on the basis of what they have found so far. And after this, the team is going to record more and more statements, and they will be collecting more evidences in this case. Over to you.
All right, Ishika, thanks
All
very
right,
much.
thank you, Ishika, for bringing us all those details as far as Mollywood Me Too is concerned. Let's move on to our other top story. This is with respect to Haryana polls. A countdown to Haryana polls. In fact, after the postponement of polls, first CEC meet post-date deferral. In fact, politics picking up pace in poll-bound Haryana 2 days after Election Commission announced the postponement of polls. BJP and the Congress have rushed into huddles. In fact, the BJP has been conducting marathon meetings, Vedant.
Absolutely, and there was an overnight meeting held by the BJP as well after the CC meeting. There have been back-to-back meetings. The top leadership is looking at sealing the deal as far as the candidate list is concerned. And also, Radhika, the Congress will conduct its first meet over the selection of candidates.
That's right. Let's go to Gurpreet on this, if he's on the line with us. Gurpreet, marathon meetings there as far as both the BJP and the Congress camps are concerned, negotiations happening. Take us through all the details, or as far as these meets and negotiations are concerned.
Well, both the parties, they have been holding a multiple meeting with the central leadership to finalize the candidates from all the 90 Vidhan Sabha seats. What we have learned, the Congress has been mulling over the candidates because winnability is one of the major issue at this point of time for giving the seats to a candidate. So on that aspect, they are trying to look from all the angles so that they will be able to finalize the candidate as per the winnability condition, what we have learned from the top leadership of the Congress. At the same time, the BJP is also trying to find out those candidates who does not have any anti-incumbency against in their own area. They are going to work on these strategy that they are trying to pacify the anti-incumbency. They are trying to combat with the anti-incumbency because they have been ruling in the state for the last 10 years, for the last 2 terms. And that's why a lot of marathon debates are being conducted by the central leadership. At the same time, if we can talk about the JJP, INLD, because both the parties, they had paused the alliance, they are sitting with their alliance partners so that they will be able to chalk out the whole strategy. And we have seen for the last so many days, Dalit vote bank has one of the prominent issue in the state of Haryana. We have seen the regional parties, whether it's the INLD or JJP, they are trying to forge alliance with the Dalit dominated party so that they will be able to revive in the state. At the same time, we have seen it's whether a Congress, Aam Aadmi Party or the BJP, they are also trying to woo the voters because they have a lot of numbers. And this time, the whole calculation is being taken place by the central leadership to keeping in view of the community percentage so that they will be able to go according to that. So let's see that which political strategy will be worked out for which political party. But as of now, it seems all the parties, they are trying to discuss all the issues at length with the central leadership before finalizing the candidate name in 90 Vidhan Sabha in Haryana. Back to studio.
All right, Gurpreet, thank you for bringing all those details as far as politics there in Haryana is concerned. Let's now move on to our other big story, which is with respect to Manipur in a flare-up of violence in Manipur's inter-district boundary areas. After several months, 2 people were killed and 10, including 2 police personnel and a television reporter, injured in gunfire and bombings in Imphal West's Kutruk area. In fact, this is an unprecedented attack. Here, alleged Kuki militants have deployed numerous RPGs using high-tech drones. This is the official statement by the Manipur police. Vedant.
That's right, Radhika. In fact, this is the latest flare-up. In fact, what is pretty concerning is the fact that, you have the use of drones, as the police have also pointed out, but 2 people have died and at least 10 people have been injured, is what we are being told. So pretty concerning there. In fact, the 12-year-old daughter of the woman who died was also among the 10 injured. Let me go across live now to Ratndeep. So Ratndeep, what's the latest that you have? As you've been reporting, the police say the use of drones, pretty concerning there.
That's right. In fact, there have been intermittent firing in that area till about 2 this morning, and then around 5:30 there are reports of firing from some of the other border areas. However, in those firing there is no report of casualties or injuries. In fact, there is a state of high alert that has been issued by the state police headquarters to all the district SPs, and the focus at this moment for the security forces are the fringe areas, the bordering areas of the valley region, which is dominated by the Metis, and the parts of the hill region which are dominated by the Kuki Zomi groups. Remember, this is a fresh escalation. A couple of months back, we did see an escalation in Ziribam district of Manipur, which borders Assam, and after that there was a lull, but still there were tensions shimmering, given the fact that the Kuki Zomi groups had also hardened their stand. In fact, only day before yesterday, there were rallies in the Kuki Zomi dominated areas asking for reiterating that they still stand with their demand of a separate union territory, and that is their core demand, and they would not move an inch from that. In fact, the Kuki Zomi groups have been squarely blaming the chief minister. They have been talking about a purported audio clip of the chief minister, which the chief minister's office and the government has claimed that it is doctored. In fact, earlier, rather last week, the chief minister gave an interview to a news agency claiming that there are efforts being made, there are fresh efforts which would bring peace in Manipur in coming few months, and he outrightly rejected the idea of a separate union territory. In fact, what is important to note is that even in the valley region, the civil society groups, they have been very steadfast with their demand that whatever solution the center and the state government would try to bring in Manipur should not compromise with the territorial integrity of Manipur. So therefore, there had been hardening of stand, but yes, there was no loss of life or injuries or attacks for past couple of months, and this is a fresh escalation, but there is a backdrop to which to it that I had explained just now. And what had happened in the last couple of in the last 14 to 16 hours is that this is a new trend of attack that Manipur has seen. Manipur, in this violence that had started in May 3rd last year, have seen use of automatic weapons. You have on both sides armed groups firing at each other, but the kind of attack that had taken place, where the government is claiming that drones were used to drop the bombs, is something which would be a reason of concern for the security agencies, given the fact that there is heavy presence of central forces who were entrusted with the singular duty of keeping the two warring communities away from each other, to create a buffer zone in the border areas of the valley and the hills. And even a couple of months back, we at NDTV reported that Assam police had apprehended a vehicle and a person who was carrying high-tech military-grade drone batteries to Manipur. So therefore, the fact that these armed groups, whether on both sides, have been acquiring automatic weapons and high-tech equipments is a reason of concern. even the cookie groups have been sending out press releases saying that their villages on the border areas have been targeted, whereas the state government in Manipur has come on record this time to say that cookie militants were behind this attack which took place in Kotuk. Meanwhile, there have been a fresh migration of villagers from Kotuk area. People are once again afraid and they have left their houses. So once again, these are people who have been hit in last year's violence, hit once again, and they had to leave their house.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Ratndeep, for joining us with the latest there. As Ratndeep is reporting, though of course the state is limping back to normalcy, isolated incidents of violence still being reported. But now our big focus on the breakfast show this morning, well, the capital shame. And Radhika, this is not just a Delhi problem. In Mumbai as well, we've seen in the past couple of years particularly, pollution has become a menace. In fact, in Delhi, of course, we see every year, the killer, smog killer, air, children, little children dying. And the situation in Mumbai has also been the same. And before I bring in the politics in Delhi, talk to us about how, Mumbai also experiences pretty much the same that we experience here in Delhi.
Certainly, situation in Mumbai has also been dire. Of course, we've seen up north, especially in Delhi, how the situation peaks, especially during winter. As far as Mumbai is concerned, it had been due to rampant construction activity that in the last few months we saw pollution peaking, and of course the increased use of automobile as well. Multiple measures being taken by the government as well as the BMC officials in terms of SOPs being planned, clean air action plans being issued as well. However, the problem continues to remain, be it Delhi or be it a maximum city, Mumbai.
Absolutely, Radhika.
Let's now go across to Tanushka, probably to who will give us a sense of what is happening in Delhi as far as killer Delhi air is concerned. We don't know where the buck stops really. Tanushka, take us through what is going on in Delhi. It looks like Aam Aadmi Party and the centre is continuing to pass the buck as far as pollution issue is concerned. We know for a fact that as the winter months approach, the pollution peaks in Delhi, and there is of course a lot of politics playing out as a result of it.
Right, Radhika, what the Aam Aadmi Party Environment Minister Gopal Rai has said that the problem of pollution can only be tackled through teamwork, which is why he's written out to the Union Minister for Environment Bhupendra Yadav and addressing him that the problem of pollution can only be solved if the centre gives permission for artificial rain during winter when air quality levels in the city plummet. November witnesses a spike in pollution levels, and what he suggests is this IIT Kanpur proposal for artificial rain or cloud seeding experiment that could be done in Delhi, which means that during the winter months, which is when, as you all also rightly mentioned, there's a killer smog that captures Delhi, and not just Delhi but Mumbai as well. But this is being done in Delhi. It's a proposal that is being floated around right now by the Aam Aadmi Party to the centre directly, wherein artificial rain could improve the air quality levels in Delhi, and permission for the same is required not just from the Environment Ministry but also from the Defence Ministry, from the airport authorities, and a lot of other authorities that are also involved in the same. So as of now, the letter still remains at the Union Environment Minister, and what Gopal Rai, the Aam Aadmi Party leader, claims is that this method and this proposal by the IIT Kanpur expert group may be of major help to the air quality conditions and to combat the very bad pollution levels that Delhi faces every single year during the winter months.
All right. Thank you, Tanushka, for giving us all those details and bringing us up to speed with the politics that's playing out as far as pollution in Delhi is concerned. Let's also listen in to the reaction that we got from Delhi Environment Minister Gopal Rai.
दिल्ली के प्रदूषण की समस्या दिल्ली की नहीं है, पूरे उत्तर भारत की है। संयुक्त समस्या है तो संयुक्त कार्य योजना से ही समाधान निकलेगा। प्रदूषण कम करना है तो सहयोग हमें चाहिए, विरोध नहीं।
And now our special report, where the Himalayan state of Sikkim, which has been withstanding the perils of climate change, has started first of its kind fortnight-long study to evaluate the volume, depth and the longitudinal profile of 6 high-risk glacial lakes in Sikkim.
In fact, this is being conducted at the behest of National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA, the Glacial Lake Susceptibility Assessment Study. This will help characterize the physical dimensions of the lakes using bathymetry survey. In fact, Ratnadeep Chaudhary brings us this report.
A step towards the right direction, a first of its kind expedition to assess the susceptibility of glacial lakes to outburst floods in the high Himalayas.
We are doing all the PRA, preparation of this hazard mapping and all, so that people are made aware of how to save themselves as well as their communities.
We are mainly doing a variety of studies, things like slope forming material study, geophysical survey.
The 15-day expedition that would end on September 14 will focus on 6 high-risk glacial lakes of Sikkim. A glacial lake outburst flood in Sikkim in October last year led to the collapse of the Tista 3 hydroelectric dam, killed more than 100 people and affected thousands of others. Last year's massive flood in Sikkim and the kind of death toll had perhaps shaken the authorities from their long slumber. The National Disaster Management Authority, or the NDMA, has identified 189 high-risk glacial lakes in the Indian Himalayas and launched a 150 crore rupees program for risk mitigation, including monitoring and early warning systems. Work is in progress in Arunachal Pradesh, near the line of actual control with China. Sikkim also has some critical glacial lakes near the China border. Initially, the Sikkim government had planned to survey the Guru Dongmar lakes, which have a combined estimated volume of 178 million cubic meters. However, these plans have been postponed due to the local opposition, as the lakes are considered sacred.
So Guru Dongmar, there are 3 lakes actually. When you go for darshan, you see only 1 lake. There are 2 lakes above that. So that lake has been kept on hold right now because we got input from Lachen Zumsa that these are amongst the most sacred lakes of Sikkim.
It's multi-departmental, multi-institutional effort that is taking place. A lot of time was spent on training and planning for this. The expedition's finding will contribute to a comprehensive understanding of glacial lake outburst floods risks and inform future mitigation effort. In Guwahati, Ratnadeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
With that, we'll slip into a short break. More news on the other side.
Stay tuned with us on The Breakfast Show.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life. News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi, NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day.
Welcome back. On to the other big story. Prime Minister Modi will visit Brunei for an official visit. This is the first visit by an Indian Prime Minister to Brunei. Brunei is a crucial partner for India's Act East policy.
That's right, and this comes right ahead of the Prime Minister's visit to Singapore as well. Another trusted partner of India, especially in the Southeast Asia and in the Indo-Pacific region. Let me go across to my colleague Ghazali, who tracks the Ministry of External Affairs for us. So Ghazali, what's the significance of the Prime Minister's visit to Brunei? Of course, Act East seems to be the buzzword.
Yeah, certainly it's one of the most significant steps or visits of Prime Minister first, that this is the first Indian Prime Minister who will be visiting this tiny island nation, Brunei, and Prime Minister Modi will be meeting the head of the state there. And why this is significant? Because since in his third term, the Prime Minister's Act East policy has been activated. And if you see in the last 3 months, the Prime Minister as well as External Affairs Minister have been focusing on their bilateral visits, talks and discussions and a strategic partnership in the Southeast Asian region, be it Sri Lanka, be it Bangladesh, be it Burma, Nepal, and also recently the Malaysian Prime Minister was in India. So primarily, the entire focus has been on the maritime security in the South China Sea, as well as to counter the influence of China in the Southeast Asia region. And that is why in this particular visit, the Prime Minister's focus will be to develop a strategic partnership with this particular country as well in Brunei. And they will also try to develop a strategic partnership with the country when it comes to maritime defense, maritime cooperation, as well as technology, space and other domains.
All right, thank you, Ghazali, for bringing us all those updates. Let's now move on to another international story. Israeli staged mass protests against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after bodies of 6 hostages were recovered in Gaza, including an Israeli-American dual national. A major trade union also called a general strike today.
That's right, and many blame Netanyahu, in fact, for the stalled ceasefire and hostage return negotiations. But neither Hamas nor Israel, in that sense, seem in a rush to agree to such a deal, as per local media. As per analysts, Netanyahu believes a deal could undo his government, while Hamas sees allowing tension to boil over into a regional war as a potentially favorable outcome, Radhika.
That's right. However, it's also possible that agreeing a ceasefire now could be seen as a victory for Netanyahu, and any subsequent surge of approval may help him survive a re-election, even if his current government fractures.
That's right. In fact, my colleague Vishal Vivek, who keeps a close watch on foreign affairs, is now joining us live on the phone line. So, Vishal, the politics of ceasefire, why is it such, seems to be such a pipe dream, even almost after a year into the crisis?
So there are several reasons for that, Vedant. So one of the main reasons for that is that both Hamas and Israel, who are the primary groups fighting this war, they have not come to terms as to the main proposal that has been, revealed by the U.S. They have not agreed to those terms, and mostly it's been the ball has been passing from one side to the other as to who will actually nail the final agreement. Sadly, that has not happened, and this morning it has been revealed that some of the reports in the U.S. media have revealed that the U.S. is going to give a final push as to the ceasefire deal is concerned, and then it will stop negotiating on behalf of both the parties. So that's one of the biggest developments coming from the Middle East. And also the fact that about 5 lakh people, about 500,000 people have been protesting across Israel ever since the news of a recovery of the 6 bodies was announced a few hours ago. Those hostages were brutally, executed by Hamas people, and they were shot at close range. They were shot in the head and in the body multiple times to ensure that they died before their captives fled. So that was done to make sure that the hostages do not reveal the strategies of the captives, the Hamas people who kept them captives. So it's all happening in the Middle East. As to the ceasefire deal is concerned, it's still a no-go. It's still a pipe dream, as you mentioned earlier. So in the next few days or weeks, we'll probably get a better idea on the ceasefire deal.
All right, Vijal, they're giving us details of Israeli protest against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. In fact, a polio vaccination campaign has started in Gaza, an ambitious effort by health authorities to vaccinate 640,000 Palestinian children against the backdrop of a devastating war that has destroyed the territory's healthcare system.
Absolutely, and the campaign comes after the first polio case in 25 years was reported in Gaza involving a 10-month-old boy who is now paralyzed in one leg.
Two-round polio vaccination campaign will actually start on the 1st of September in the Gaza Strip. During each round of the campaign, the Palestinian Ministry of Health, in collaboration with WHO, UNICEF, UNRWA, and partners, will provide 2 drops of the novel oral polio vaccine type 2, so-called NOPV2, to more than 640,000 children under 10 years of age.
On to some good news from the world of sports. Preeti Pal on Sunday scripted history after winning a bronze medal in the women's 200-meter T35 final at Paris Paralympics 2024.
That's right, and Preeti was already the Indian sprinter to win a medal at Paralympics, won her second bronze medal at the ongoing Paris Games with an absolutely incredible timing there. In fact, she told NDTV earlier that I want to change the color of my medal in my next bout. And looking at some more news now.
Silver medal for India in high jump with his season's best effort of 2.04. Nishad Kumar brings home a silver in men's high jump T47 category. He repeats his Tokyo performance.
That's right. And another news now, well, Rahul Dravid's son, Samit Dravid, has gotten selected in India's under-19 squad for the Australia series. Samit was drafted into the India under-19 squad for the upcoming multi-format series against the Aussies on Saturday. So that's going to be interesting, Radhika.
That's right.
Namaskara. First of all, I'm very happy to be selected, and thank you for all your wishes. I think I'm feeling great. I've worked very hard for this moment.
And well, Chennai is hosting South Asia's first Formula 4 night street racing. It's the 14th city in the world to hold Formula 4 racing, and the 5th city to host a night racing as well. Saurav Ganguly, John Abraham, Naga Chaitanya all arrived for the Formula 4 race. In fact, my colleague caught up with Naga Chaitanya. Listen.
Joining us now, Naga Chaitanya, also the owner of a team. Thank you very much. First of its kind for India.
So excited to see this happen. A night race on the street in Chennai is something, 5-10 years back I didn't dream would happen, but today it's happening. So I think it's a great moment for the city. It's a great moment for India and for Chennai, bringing the sport closer to the people and giving it all the exposure.
What would this mean for motorsports in India?
I know there is a huge community of motorsport fans in India. I think this is a great moment for all of them because it's, just bringing it to the street takes the energy so much more closer to the people. So it's a great moment. Yeah.
In terms of cricket, when you compare it to cricket, still motorsports is lagging behind a lot. Do you think events like this, when it becomes part of the calendar of several cities, things could change?
I don't want to compare it to cricket. Cricket is cricket. I'm a cricket fan too, and motorsport is motorsport. They're two very different energies, two very different textures. But yeah, of course, as we see more and more races like this on the city streets, definitely it's going to grow. The sport is going to grow for sure.
Last question, turning or converting regular roads into racing tracks, some say it also creates hardship for the people.
Yeah. I know what you mean, I know what you're talking about, but I'm sure they're taking all the measures possible, keeping it as least troublesome to the people. So yeah, that's all.
How does it feel to be an owner?
Feels great. It's a dream come true. It's a dream come true.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. Are you happy?
Yes.
Thank you.
What does it mean for motorsports in India? Sorry. What will this mean for motorsports in India?
Sorry.
What would this particular event mean for motorsports in India?
It does mean that Chennai has always been a very important thing for car racing and sports. So this is again we're proven that we can pull off a major event.
What next?
I'll let you know soon.
Thank you. That was Tamil Nadu's Sports Minister Udayanidhi Stalin speaking to us in Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find the TV. Is now the #1 champion in the Formula 4 day racing, Diljit TS. Congratulations. How does it feel?
It feels amazing to win the first ever race in the street circuit of Chennai, and it was an amazing experience driving on the streets of Chennai, and it's a very tricky, challenging circuit. It's a fun circuit.
I watched it live. You had established a comfortable lead in the last few laps.
Yeah, the first initial laps, I was just keeping it very clean. Nathan was leading it the first couple of laps, and I was just waiting for the right moment. I was just watching him and just focusing on where he is doing, and just want to utilize the maximum of it, and just waiting for the right moment. And I just did it in C5, and yeah, I mean it was a great fight along with him, even though he had a great straight line speed, which I was lacking. And but I had an advantage of brake advantages, as well as the speed through the corners. I was able to carry more speed through the corners compared to him. So that clearly shows better handling in my car and better braking.
Unlike other racing, here regular city roads are turned into racing tracks. You don't get to really race early. Is that a challenge?
Yes, definitely a challenge, because on the racetrack we'll have more grip. On a street circuit like this, it's a normal asphalt and it doesn't have so much grip, and it's all dirty and dusty because it was a normal road. It wasn't the circuit, so the rubber content on the circuit is very less. So it's always tricky to drive on a slippery circuit, and that's the only challenging part.
First of its kind, night street racing in India and South Asia. What does it mean for motorsports in India, in Chennai?
It means a lot, not just for Chennai. It means a lot for the Indian motorsport. Sponsors or the organizers like RPPL or JK Tire, as well as FMSCI, which is supporting the sport and trying to bring the sport more people getting involved in the sport. So it's definitely it's great development for motorsport in India.
You're getting married in 3 days and you're participating in this race.
Yes, I really would like to thank my fiancée and my parents for allowing me to take part in the championship. All of you know, motorsport is very dangerous, but they really trust me, and I'm also a bit more focused, not to make any silly mistakes and to be up in the walls. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, Diljit. That was Diljit, who has won the Formula 4 championship in Chennai just 3 days before he gets married. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find the TV. Joining us now, Rahul Hyman, who has finished the race #1. He's from Team Goa Aces. He has come first in the Formula 4 International. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. So that was awesome race to win the Indian Racing League race 1 here in Chennai on the street race. It's our first race here, so to be the first winner is a huge privilege. I can only thank God.
It's a first for Chennai. How would you describe the racing tracks in the city?
Awesome. I mean, it's a huge privilege for us as the drivers to be, somewhat ambassadors of motorsport to the city and to the local population. And I'm just grateful to have the chance to be racing here. I mean, the track is great. The designers have done a great job, and I'm really grateful to be here.
What would this mean for, say, motorsports in India? It's still evolving in the country. Beginnings like this.
I mean, look, motorsport in general throughout the world is experiencing a boom right now in popularity. And, you know, for us to have the opportunity to come to one of the largest populations in India in terms of the city, to do a street race on the, in the city center, that just means that we have a great opportunity to bring motorsport to the fans. And hopefully we can create some new fans.
All right. And in terms of rewards or cash prizes, Chennai isn't that attractive, is that right? But you all play for rankings, that's important.
I mean, look, so this is it's a championship, so we have 5 rounds. So we're racing at Madras International Circuit, the Chennai Street Circuit, we're racing Coimbatore as well. And at the end of the year, you win a championship if you can, if you finish first. So that's the goal, that's the attraction. And look, I'm just grateful that we've had such an amazing reception here in Chennai. I'm so happy that we were able to put the event on after so long. I mean, obviously I'm part of the event in the sense that I compete, but the government, RPPL, Indian Racing League, Indian Racing Festival have done an amazing job to put this event on, and we're just super grateful to them.
This is a regular city road that's been converted into a racing track, which means you don't get to drive on that to get a feel of it early.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly right.
It's a challenge?
Huge challenge, a huge challenge, and we're grateful to have been able to take it.
Thank you very much. And what's next for you?
Next up, it's a week and a half. We go to Coimbatore. It's our next race. But firstly, I'm going to be supporting the Goa Aces in the next race this evening, and hopefully we can bring back some silverware there as well.
Thank you so much, Rahul Hyman. That was Rahul Hyman, who has finished first in the International Formula 4 night street racing in Chennai. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, Find TV.
All right, let's move on to the world of entertainment. A latest OTT series to create a big buzz, IC814, Kandahar Hijack, Vedant.
That's right, and it stars legends like Pankaj Kapoor and Nasir Shah, but the real star is Anubhav Sinha, the director, and listen in to what he had to tell NDTV.
He is one of those very few filmmakers who has struck a balance between commercial and always thought-provoking cinema. Welcome to NDTV, Anubhav.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
अच्छा इस बात से शुरू करते हैं. I saw your whole show. Welcome to the OTT world. You made your debut.
Thank you.
And first question: how did you manage the kind of actors you have in this? It's like, it's said that it's more difficult to get dates of the character artists than actual big stars, and to get all of them in one frame. From Nasiruddin Shah to Pankaj Kapoor, I mean, I can't even stop naming them. How did you do this?
Actually, if you ask me, दोबारा मैं करना चाहूँ तो क्या मैं कर पाऊँगा? I will not be certain. Because sometimes some things happen serendipitously. It was that serendipity. I wanted them. I went to them. They were very kind to participate, and. बाकी लॉजिस्टिक्स भी वेट्स और वो सब भी वर्कआउट हो गया और इट जस्ट हैपेंड. सो जब मैं मोर स्पेसिफिकली इन दैट लोकेशन वेयर ऑल ऑफ देम आर टुगेदर, वहाँ पर जब मैंने इन सबको साथ में देखा ना तो ऐसा यकीन नहीं आ रहा था कि ये हो रहा है. और वो 7 दिन की शूटिंग थी उस सेट पे, और लोग ना सिर्फ शूटिंग देखने आते थे, बड़े बड़े एक्टर्स और डायरेक्टर्स और कैमरामैन की चल के रहे यहाँ पे. एक दिन कोने में तापसी पन्नू बैठी हुई दिखी मुझे, वो किधर छुप के कैमरे के पीछे बैठी हुई थी. तो मैंने कहा तू क्या कर रही है? बोली नहीं मैं देखने हूँ. तो
because it's like a film school.
Yes, of sorts. And the kind of camaraderie and the kind of cooperation, those 7 days are the most blissful shooting days of my 30 years of directing. When I look back, dude, you've got Nasiruddin Shah and Pankaj Kapoor standing there, and you are directing them. It was like the first time I ever said one more to an artist was Amin Sayani sir. I had just joined as an assistant and he was dubbing something, and Pankaj Parashar, my boss, he asked me to go and attend the dubbing. So he knew my language was good, so he said go. So go ahead. So I went there. Now this is the first time I'm seeing Amin Sayani. And Amin Sayani sir was dubbing. And he finished and I had a problem. And I could not bring myself up to saying, sir, one more. How do you say one more to Amin Sayani? But then I said, sir, एक बार और करें सर? हाँ बोलिए करते हैं. उन्होंने एक बार और 2 बार किया. I felt like the same Anubhav Sinha who was saying one more to Anil said. Okay. वैसे भाई एक और करें? हाँ करिए. तो बहुत मजा आया. I'm so grateful to them all, each and every actor of ICA.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on this bulletin. More news and updates are coming on the other side.
That's right, Radhika, and we'll see you all tomorrow again here on the Breakfast Show, the same time and the same place.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the
A very good morning. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Divya Vaza. We have a whole lot lined up for you with the next 1 hour, including Aam Aadmi Party leader who's claimed that the ED has reached his residence early this morning in order to arrest him. We'll get you all the details. But first, the headlines. And let's just get you the very latest from the Aam Aadmi Party. This is the Aam Aadmi Party's Neta who has claimed that the ED has reached his residence and is there at the moment. And he has gone on to claim, Amanatullah Khan has gone on to say that the ED raids are taking place. This is in regard to an alleged money laundering case due to financial irregularities. The release of Kangana Ranaut's Emergency has now been postponed. The film board is yet to give its nod as far as the film's release is concerned. Do remember huge controversy over the portrayal of the Sikh community. The film board has asked for more cuts and the film is yet to get that green signal from the certification board. The film's release was due on the 6th of this month, which has now been pushed back. People have died in Telangana due to the rain fury as far as the state is concerned, and 15 deaths have taken place in Andhra Pradesh. There is more rain that is expected in Andhra Pradesh and in Telangana, and work from home advisory has been sounded off. The Prime Minister has spoken with Chandrababu Naidu and Revanth Reddy and assured them of all possible help. And the Congress and the BJP huddles after the Haryana poll deferral. Do remember that the date that has now been pushed. It's BJP's marathon meetings that have taken place in order to seal the Haryana candidates, a meeting that took place overnight. And it's Congress's crucial Central Election Committee meeting, which is coming up today to choose the candidates for the elections in Haryana. And 2 people have been killed in this fresh flare-up as far as Manipur is concerned. In Imphal, a woman and a 12-year-old amongst the 9 who have been injured. A woman has been killed and her 12-year-old daughter has been injured. Now, drones have been used in that latest violence that's erupted a day after the protests that started. After the Chief Minister's statement, fresh violence has broken out. 2 athletics medals as far as India is concerned on day 4. It's Preeti Paul who has made Paralympics track and field history. She wins her 2nd bronze medal at the Paris Olympics with a personal best time of 30.01 seconds. A very good morning. Let's get you our top story, and that is Aam Aadmi Party's MLA Amanatullah Khan has claimed that the Enforcement Directorate has arrived at his residence this morning in order to arrest him. Khan is under the scanner in an alleged money laundering case related to financial irregularities pertaining to the Delhi Waqf Board. The MLA from the Okhla constituency took to social media to say that the ED is at his residence. And it's also Aam Aadmi Party's Sanjay Singh who has reacted by saying that there's no proof against Mr. Khan, but the ED's hooliganism and Modi's dictatorship that continues. That is the message that he put out on social media platform X. And it's also Manish Sisodia who's gone on to say this is only work that's left for the Enforcement Directorate. Suppress every voice raised against the BJP, break it, arrest and put in jail those who do not break or get suppressed.
देखिए इस वक्त जो है 7 बजे हैं और ईडी वाले मेरे घर पे सर्च वारंट के नाम पर मुझे अरेस्ट करने के लिए आए हैं और मैंने इनको लिखा भी था और हर नोटिस का जवाब मैंने इनको दिया है। जब ये मुझे नोटिस कर रहे हैं तो सर्च वारंट के नाम पर सिर्फ इनका मकसद मुझे गिरफ्तार करना है, हमारे कामों को रोकना है। पिछले 2 साल से मुस्तकिल ये लोग मुझे परेशान कर रहे हैं और अब ये मुझे गिरफ्तार करना चाहते हैं। सिर्फ इनका मकसद है कि हम लोगों को तोड़ना और हमारी पार्टी को तोड़ना। हम लोग टूटने वाले इनसे नहीं हैं, ना हम इनसे झुकने वाले हैं, ना हम इनसे डरने वाले हैं।
आम आदमी पार्टी में एक लंबी जमात अपराधियों और भ्रष्टाचारियों की है और जब उन पर कानून कार्रवाई करता है तो ये चिल्लाने लगते हैं। दिल्ली वक्फ बोर्ड जैसी संस्था में भ्रष्टाचार करने वाले, गबन करने वाले अमानतुल्लाह खान, जो गाहे बगाहे अपनी गुंडई के लिए चर्चा में भी रहते हैं, आज जब जांच एजेंसी अपनी कार्रवाई कर रही है तो अब देखिए चारों तरफ हो हल्ला। अरे अगर आपने चोरी की है, अपराध किया है तो आपको उसका जवाब देना पड़ेगा। क्यों? क्योंकि इस देश में कानून का शासन है और कानून मियां सबके लिए बराबर है।
Well, we have my colleague Shreya joining us. Shreya, get us the latest. This is Mr. Khan who has claimed that the ED has reached his residence. ED raids are taking place at his residence and that the Enforcement Directorate has come to arrest him. Get us the details that you have for us in this case.
That's right. So the ED team has been conducting their research, and of course, outside Amanatullah's house, we can see a large contingent of Delhi police and paramilitary forces that have been stationed outside Khan's home. Several senior Aam Aadmi Party leaders have claimed that he is being trapped in a fabricated case, and the fact that ED might just arrest him today, and these are just claims that are being made. And we also know that this is all related to the fact that Khan has been facing charges related to the illegal recruitment and financial misconduct during his tenure as the chairman of the Delhi Waqf Board. And he has also gone on to say that he was refusing the ED team to enter his home because his mother is undergoing cancer treatment. Amanatullah has said that it is sheer dictatorship that is taking place, and the ED is a puppet in the hands of the dictator. He is making reference to the central government, and he has also gone on to say that if it's a crime to serve the people honestly or not, and he has questioned how will this dictatorship last. We also know that several of these AAP leaders have been rallying behind Amanatullah Khan's and has been condemning the ED's action and claiming that the leader would be arrested. And we know that that these allegations, this connection, this case is related to his tenure as the chairman of the Waqf Board between the year 2018 and 2022, and he has been accused of having financial gains through illegitimate means, and the ED has earlier in the month of April has also questioned him for over 12 hours in connection with this claim, and the ED has also gone on to claim that he acquired quote unquote huge proceeds of crime in cash through these illegal activities. It alleges that Khan invested these proceeds in purchasing immovable assets in the name of his associates. So now we know that the search is going on. We have seen visuals of the ED team going through the documents and materials at his home, and he's afraid, Amanatullah Khan, he's afraid that he might get arrested, but these are just claims being made. The ED has not declared anything concretely as of now, and we know that this dramatic action is taking place in Okla at Khan's home, the very constituency that he represents in the Delhi Assembly.
So, Shreya, the claim that is really being made by the central agency is that his role has changed from a witness to that of an accused because he filed for anticipatory bail.
That's right. But then at the same time, these AAP leaders have condemned ED's actions and have alleged this to be an entirely political vendetta, BJP's vendetta to fabricate this case against him and arrest him.
Right. So, of course, the ED recently has moved a complaint against Amanatullah Khan for not appearing before the agency and not joining the probe in the case related to the alleged irregularities in the appointment in the Delhi Waqf Board and leasing of its properties. The central agency had alleged that Khan has been, his role and his involvement in the case has changed from that of a witness to an accused because he filed for an anticipatory bail plea and was running away from the investigation. It is the lawyers that have further gone on to say that they were never able to conclude the probe against him because he was not presenting himself before the agency. A charge sheet has already been filed against 4 accused people and 1 firm. It has alleged that 100 crore Waqf properties were given on lease illegally. It is also alleged that 32 contractual employees were appointed in the Delhi Waqf Board during the chairmanship of Mr. Khan, who flouted the rules. So, to get more on this, we have with us Priyal Bhardwaj, spokesperson of Delhi's BJP, joining us to get us more on this. Priyal, from what we are hearing, the Aam Aadmi Party has gone on to react. We heard Sanjay Singh, take on to social media platform X by saying that this is nothing but ED's hooliganism and Modi's dictatorship that continues even though there's no evidence against Mr. Khan. How would you react to that?
See, those who have been involved in the corruption for so long are now being investigated by the agency. So why there is an objection now? They should cooperate with the agency, which is conducting its investigation wherever it is necessary. Agency had summoned Mr. Khan to record his statement under the PMLA, which is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Mr. Khan, as we know, that when he was Waqf Board chairman, he has recruited so many people. And he has, in the violation of Section 24 of the Waqf Act and Delhi Waqf rules, he has done and he has misled the people, the community, and to the Delhi government as well. So armed leaders, they are expert in deceiving the minority community by embezzling the Waqf Board properties and their funds. So why not now the agency is doing their part? They should definitely cooperate, which is the essential during the investigation.
Right. Well, it is, Mr. Khan himself who has gone on to claim that there is no case against him, that this is just an attempt to break the party. He's gone on to say that we are not going to bow down, we are not going to break. Those are the comments that have been made. He's also claimed that the ED is there to arrest him and that the ED has been harassing him for the last 2 years. Priyal.
Well, I would comment on this. If they are innocent, if he is innocent, then definitely agency would let them go. But when the agency is doing their investigation, they should definitely cooperate during the essential, which is the essential part of the investigation. If they are not doing the same, then who is the culprit?
Well, he was granted bail earlier on, and then again he has been summoned yet again. And this is in connection with the Enforcement Directorate's recent complaint filed against him, allegedly for the non-attendance of the summons in the Delhi Waqf Board. So, given the fact that he's gone on to say, he's had an issue with the family, his mother-in-law has cancer, which is why he's been asking for more time. So, what was the urgency of the central agency to land up at his house in the morning, given the fact that on medical grounds he's been asking for more time?
Well, on that part, I would just say that agency or any part of agency, let's say whether it is ED or income tax or CBI, for that matter, they are doing their bit, which should be the need of the hour. So let the agency do their part. I would just request on this, and they should cooperate.
Right. Of course, we are also trying to reach out to the Aam Aadmi Party in order to get a reaction. Of course, we did hear Manish Sisodia also react to this. Manish Sisodia has gone on to say this is the only work left of the Enforcement Directorate to suppress every voice that's raised against the BJP. Break it, arrest and put those people in jail, those who do not break or get suppressed. Priyal, how would you react to Manish Sisodia's comments saying that those voices that you can't break or those voices that can't get suppressed, what the BJP does is tries to put them behind bars?
I would refrain from this, that, whatever the comment is coming from Mr. Sisodia, that, see, that is very clear. When the agencies are doing their bit, they are finding out the facts and figures. That's how they are coming up, right? Without any basis, without any facts or figures, they can't jump onto the conclusion and just randomly appear in front of anybody's house with a search warrant. So there are certain, facts and figures and the details which agency is doing their bit and their part. So how can
Priyal, let's just get, Huda Zariwala of the Aam Aadmi Party who's joining us. Ms. Zariwala, how would you react to Priyal Bharadwaj saying that the ED is just doing its job, while the Aam Aadmi Party claims that the ED is not doing its job, but its aim is only to break the party?
Well, it is extremely unfortunate what the ED is doing at an hour when clearly Mr. Amanatullah is, facing a situation where his mother-in-law, an ailing cancer patient, is in the stages of her post-surgery recovery. It is extremely unfortunate that the ED does not cease to play in the hands of the ruling BJP and stir more and more trouble for the Aam Aadmi Party. This is not a case that is recent. This is a case that has been ongoing for the past 2 years. We've seen Manish Sisodia ji has been granted bail in the same case without absolutely any proof from the ED. Sanjay Singh ji is granted bail after 6 months of jail, again without any proof from the ED. Even Arvind Kejriwal ji has been granted bail earlier thrice, from the courts In fact, for the ED, he's still on bail. It's just the CBI, due to the CBI thing, the bail is yet to be granted. So clearly, this is a case of political vendetta. It is a clear-cut case of, the ED being typical months before the run-up to the Delhi legislative elections. This is all done to harass the Aam Aadmi Party. This is clearly done to ensure that Aam Aadmi Party, continues to face trouble and gets played in the hands of the ED, which is obviously, a sort of puppet organization, being run by the BJP, by Modi ji. Honestly, there is nothing, no merit to the case. Nothing has been proven after 2 years of non-stop raids, of non-stop troubles caused by the ED to multiple members of the Aam Aadmi Party. Dr. Satendra Jain is still, they're not able to prove anything against Dr. Satendra Jain. He's still in jail for the same. All of these leaders are innocent. Aam Aadmi Party has done nothing wrong. And this is a clear case of, an anarchy sort of setup. BJP knows that it's going to lose the elections, the 2025 Delhi legislative elections. BJP knows that there is absolutely no way that they can prove a case of any sort, of any corruption, of anything, either in the money laundering case or anything in the Waqf Board case, as far as Amanatullah ji is concerned, or anything against the Aam Aadmi Party. BJP can only harass these leaders because the Delhi Janta does not want them. They have thrown them out of power in the NCD. BJP has not been able to be in power for the past 3 elections in Aam Aadmi, as far as Delhi elections are concerned, where Aam Aadmi Party has been in the lead, for the past 3 terms, so to speak. This is going to be the 4th term into 25, where the Aam Aadmi Party is set out to clearly get a majority and yet again return to power. Arvind Kejriwal has already been granted bail by the ED.
Ms. Sariwala, when we talk about this particular case, it was a case that was filed by the CBI in 2016. But the CBI had given a clean sheet as far as Mr. Khan is concerned. But that is when the ED has taken charge, and it's the claims that are being made by Mr. Khan is that he has done nothing wrong and that he is hopeful that justice, that he would get justice from the court this time around as well.
Well, clearly in this case, Aam Aadmi Party is innocent. I mean, there's nothing that they can prove against the Aam Aadmi Party, because if that is in fact the case, long ago this case would have been. It is honestly, to be frank, a case where the Aam Aadmi Party has not been accused of the right way in any matter. I mean, there has been nothing proven against them. There are no, initially none of the charge sheets have the names of these Aam Aadmi Party leaders, in any form. None of these charges hold true, even as far as the money laundering is concerned. Not a single rupee of corruption has been proven. Aam Aadmi Party is innocent in all these matters. Even the Waqf Board case, as far as Amanatullah ji is concerned, like you rightly said, this has been ongoing since 2016. We are speaking years and years later, where, it is such a critical stage for Amanatullah ji, because his mother-in-law is clearly sick. She needs, all the support and, every possible support from the family to heal in the process. And imagine taking Amanatullah ji into custody at a time where his mother-in-law needs him more than ever right now. And even without any proof, I mean, this is, we all know how the ED operates. We all know that they operate without merit. We all know that they operate without any proof at all. We all know that these, are the ED, the CBI, they've all become puppets at the hand of the BJP. I mean, what is the ED even talking about? Imagine turning up 7 o'clock at your home without any proof, without any prior warning.
Proof is something that, Sanjay Singh has said there's no evidence against him. This is hooliganism as far as the Enforcement Directorate is concerned. We will keep tracking the story. Thank you so much, Ms. Zariwala and Ms. Bhardwaj, for joining us on the broadcast early this morning. And of course, this is, you know, the Aam Aadmi Party, they're claiming that this is nothing but a political vendetta. They're trying to break the party, is exactly what Mr. Khan has gone on to say, that they are trying to break the party and they will not bow down, they will not break. Mr. Khan has gone on to say that he's being harassed over the last 2 years and there's no proof against him. There's just about no evidence clearly that is being reiterated by other members of the Aam Aadmi Party as well. We have also, you know, it is Sanjay Singh who's gone on to say that this is dictatorship of the Modi government. This is harassment when it comes to the Enforcement Directorate. Hooliganism is what he's called it. And it is, in fact, Manish Sisodia, who is now out on bail. He's gone on to say that the only work left as far as the Enforcement Directorate is concerned to suppress every voice that's raised against the BJP. Break it, arrest it, and put it in jail. Those who cannot be broken or those who cannot get suppressed are the ones who end up going to jail. So this is what is being said by the Aam Aadmi Party. Of course, there are a lot of reactions coming in. Well, when we talk about in fact, the lawyer who's gone on to say that this was a case that came up in 2016 by the CBI, and it is a CBI who had given a clear chit when it comes to Mr. Khan, and it is now the Enforcement Directorate who has in fact you know, been harassing the Aam Aadmi Party leader over the last 2 years. And it is, well, it is Mr. Khan who's gone on to say that he's hopeful that the way he got justice in the court earlier, this time too, he will get justice. This is a case that is completely fake. It is, you know, earlier in the month of April, the court had granted bail to Khan in connection with the Enforcement Directorate's recent complaint filed against him for alleged non-attendance of the summons in the Delhi Waqf Board money laundering case. A charge sheet has been filed against 4 accused people and 1 firm. It has been alleged that 100 crore Waqf properties were given on lease illegally. It's also alleged that 32 contractual employees were appointed in the Delhi Waqf Board during the chairmanship of Mr. Khan, who flouted the rules. We have my colleague Shreya joining us from Okla, from outside the residence of Mr. Khan. Shreya, are the raids still underway? What is going on? We do know it's been now 2.5 hours since the Enforcement Directorate reached the residence of Mr. Khan, and Mr. Khan has gone on to say that he has full faith in the court and the judiciary and that he would get justice this time around as well.
That's right. So the ED search is ongoing. The Enforcement Directorate team is still inside Amanatullah's home, and we also know that they had arrived at around 6 in the morning when Amanatullah refused to open the gates for them. But then he knows for a fact that he has been accused of several serious charges of illegal recruitment and of financial misconduct during his tenure as a chairman of the Waqf Board from the year 2018 to 2022. Right now we can see police forces have been stationed outside his home in Okla, but the Delhi Assembly, and the search warrant is still ongoing. Several senior Aam Aadmi Party leaders have claimed this to be a BJP's vendetta and that they do not have any concrete proof. And Amanatullah himself has gone on to say that he has replied to all the notices sent by the Enforcement Directorate, and yet they are here. They are harassing him and trapping him in a fabricated case, and he fears that he will be arrested.
Right, we will keep tracking the story. Thank you so much, Shreya, for joining us from right outside Mr. Khan's residence, where the Enforcement Directorate raids are underway. Moving on now to more news coming in, and that is the release of Kangana Ranaut's new film, Emergency, has been postponed amid a huge controversy over the portrayal of the Sikh community in it. The release of the trailer had caused a furore in Punjab, and the film is yet to get a green signal from the certification board. The film's release was due on the 6th of this month, which has now been pushed back. It is, from what we're hearing, is that the board is asking for more cuts. The board has said that it would take into account the sentiments of every community. Ms. Ranaut had earlier claimed that she was ready to go to court to defend the film. There's pressure on us not to show the assassination of Mrs. Gandhi and not to show the riots in Punjab. So she says there's really no film left then if she was to make those cuts, is what she had posted on social media. We have my colleague Abira joining us from Mumbai. We also have Gurpreet joining us. Gurpreet, over to you first in regard to the portrayal of the Sikh community. A big furore was created just at the time of the release of the trailer, which is why now the release of the film has been pushed back because, there is a huge controversy that's emerged based on the trailer of the film. And now from what we're hearing is that more cuts are being asked of the film, and something that Kangana Ranaut has gone on to say that if she makes those cuts, there's really nothing left of the film.
Well, yes, this movie has become one of the major controversy in Punjab. We have seen the Sikh community, they are putting a lot of question marks. They are saying it seems they had distorted the historical fact and they are giving a bad name to the Sikh community. We have seen not only in Punjab, even from the Delhi Akali Dal leaders, they have already sent a notice saying that from the trailer it seems they are not only targeting the Congress, but somewhere down the lane it seems they are also targeting the Sikh community. The way they had put in a lot of struggle for the country freedom and other things also that had not been represented properly, and that is one of the main reasons why Akali Dal in Delhi had already served a notice to film board so that they will not make it to release. Even in Punjab we have seen a lot of people, they have already approached to Punjab and High Court saying that there should be proper ban on this emergency movie. So let's see how the court is going to take a call, because a lot of petitions have already been moved to Punjab and Haryana High Court and the local district courts also. So let's see that what type of decision the court is going to take on this issue. But as of now, it seems the Sikh community, they have put a question mark over this movie of Kangana Ranaut, and specifically they are saying this emergency movie should be banned and it should not be released. Back to studio.
Right, we also have Abira with us. Abira, with this film, it was Kangana Ranaut that's stepping into the director's shoes as well.
Yes, that's a big thing. She's not only starring in the movie, but it is her directorial debut. And Kangana took to X on Friday and said that there have been death threats to the members of CBFC while the film was cleared, but the certification was stopped because of the controversy. And according to records on the CBFC website on Friday, the film had been cleared earlier after few modifications, unlike what they are asking for now. So the modifications which were told was, of course, the warning on smoking, to mute a derogatory word yelled out when the crowd following the death of a public leader, and to replace the term Mr. President with the Hindi version Rashtrapati Ji. So these were the really minor changes that were asked, and the film was cleared. But last moment, because of the controversies, it has the release has been stopped. It was supposed to release on 6th of September, but now we do not have a release date. And since this news broke yesterday that the release has been stalled for now, there has been no statement from Kangana or from the studios.
Right, thank you so much, Abira. We will keep tracking that story and coming back to you for more on that. Switching tracks now to the rain fury, the monsoon mayhem that continues as far as Andhra Pradesh and Telangana is concerned. 12 people have lost their lives in Telangana, and at least 15 people are feared to be dead in flash floods and landslides in Andhra Pradesh. Unprecedented visuals from Andhra Pradesh as well as Telangana, where roads have turned into rivers and houses and offices have been submerged. Schools and colleges have been shut in Hyderabad, and work from home advisory has been sounded off. Now, the Prime Minister has spoken with Andhra Pradesh's Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu as well as Telangana's Chief Minister Revanth Reddy, and assured them of all possible help from the centre. And politics is picking up pace as far as poll-bound Haryana is concerned. 2 days after the Election Commission announced the postponement of the polls, the BJP and the Congress have rushed into huddles. Now, the BJP has been conducting marathon meetings to seal the Haryana candidate list. After the CEC meeting, there have been back-to-back marathon meetings of the BJP. There was an overnight meeting yesterday as well. Now, the Congress will, on the other side, be conducting its first meeting as far as the selection of the candidates is concerned. We have my colleague Gurpreet joining us to get us more on this. Gurpreet, Congress's crucial Central Election Committee meeting is coming up, and that will be deciding as far as the candidates of the Congress party is concerned. First, let's just go across to Aishwarya, who's joining us. Aishwarya, when we talk about any details emerging of that overnight meeting that has taken place on the other camp, on the other side, the BJP.
Well, certainly from both the camps, hectic meetings had taken place yesterday as well, and today as well we will witness several rounds of meeting. Yesterday it was at Dharmendra Pradhan's residence, who is the in charge for the Bharatiya Janata Party for the state of Haryana. Several top leaders also gathering at his residence, and it was till 12 midnight when the meeting went on. Remember, it was also the BJP core group a meeting that concluded just few days back, in which Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar, Nayaab Singh Saini, I beg your pardon, former Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar and other senior leaders for the Bharatiya Janata Party gathered and finalized the list, after which we saw how the Bharatiya Janata Party CEC meeting took place, in which Prime Minister also came at the headquarters and decided on the 90 candidates of the Haryana, and finally we are expecting that today it would be the Bharatiya Janata Party who will be putting out their list for Haryana as well. On the other side, it is the Congress party at 12 noon sharp. It would be the Jammu and Kashmir CEC for the Congress party. On the other side, at 4 p.m, Haryana CEC will take place. Remember, it is Congress with the National Conference in Jammu and Kashmir, who are in alliance with 51 seats, is something that has been decided that the NC will fight in Jammu and Kashmir. 32 will be from the Congress party. They will be fighting on, and remaining 5 seats would be friendly match between the NC and the Congress. Of course, one each for the CPIM and for the Jammu and Kashmir Panthers party. But deciding on these important names is very crucial. We are expecting Mallikarjun Kharge, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi to be present in these meetings as well. Followed by that, at 4 p.m, the Congress will also be deciding on the 90 seats for Haryana as well. And that will also see important leaders from Bhupendra Singh Hooda to Kumari Selja be present at that meeting at the Congress headquarters. Remember, Congress has already hinted out for Haryana that they will be putting out fewer Jat leaders and non-Jat leaders for this assembly election would be something that they would be focusing on. Caste equation is also something that Congress is very eagerly looking forward to put out their candidates, and also sportspersons. Choice is something that the Congress High Command has this time, looking at the recent restless protest happening in the national capital as well. But certainly it is non-quotas for the Hoodas and Seljas is something that Congress had been looking forward. They are going ahead with the performance that they had drawn in the recently held Lok Sabha elections, and followed by that tremendous performance, they are going to go ahead with the assembly elections. Congress leaders seem very confident for these two states, but today's CEC of both these states will decide the final list that would be coming out by this evening or tomorrow from the Congress party.
Right, so all eyes on that crucial list that's coming out in regard to, this is after the deferral when it comes to the date of elections, which was to take place on the 1st, and now it has been deferred. So take us through, when it comes to the other side, the Congress, which is yet to really release its list.
Well, certainly it is the CC which will be deciding the final names on what would be the equation as far as the experienced candidates are concerned, and the young candidates also. Remember, it is Bhupendra Singh Hooda, Deependra Singh Hooda, who had already conducted several rounds of meeting with the state leaders in Haryana. Kumari Selja also being the prominent one. Many experts have been saying that Kumari Selja and Hooda's camp had seen that there is a divide in the Congress party on selecting the names, but it is very important for Kumari Selja as well to support the Congress party in and all, to maintain her ground as well in Haryana, to maintain her relevance in Haryana as well, and therefore the reason perhaps the entire Congress party is together as this is the message that the Congress party is trying to send out. We've been told that Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi will start campaigning in the by Wednesday in Haryana and in Jammu and Kashmir both. But today at 12 and 4, these two CECs will decide the final list of candidates as far as what equation and what sort of permutation combination as far as caste equation is concerned that Congress puts out in the final list.
Right, in fact, we also have Gurpreet joining us to get us more as far as that crucial meeting. This is going to be the first Congress's Central Election Committee meeting that's coming up today in order to decide the candidates as far as Haryana's elections go. Gurpreet, over to you. What details do you have for us?
Well, if we can talk about Haryana polls, we have seen all the parties, political parties, whether it's the BJP, it's a JJP or a Congress party, Aam Aadmi party, they have been discussing at length to discuss about each and every aspect of Haryana polls. We have seen earlier on the poll date, there was a lot of controversy. One side, the Congress has been claiming BJP seems to be losing the ground, and that could be possible reasons why BJP pushing for a delay in the polls. Now we have seen all the central leadership, whether it's the BJP, Congress, Aam Aadmi Party or the JJP, they are holding multiple meetings to discuss the political strategy for announcing the candidates in all 90 Vidhan Sabha seats. What we have learned, the BJP is trying to combat with anti-incumbency, and they are picking up those candidates who are not having any anti-incumbency in their own area, in their own constituency. And what we have also learned, they are also trying to combat with this anti-incumbency by the changing some of candidates from the various constituencies in Haryana. At the same time, we have seen the Congress says the most of the MLAs who got the ticket, they will be able to get the ticket, but they are also trying to make some parameters so that they will be able to make a way for ruling in the state. We have seen winnability. What we have learned from the sources within the Congress, winnability is a success mantra for picking up the candidate from Vidhan Sabha constituencies by the Congress, because they are already conducting multiple surveys. At the same time, if we can talk about the regional party, JJP and INLD, they had already forged alliance with Dalit dominated parties, and so they are also trying to woo the voters from Dalit community, and they are also trying to go for their political survival. So as of now, what we can understand, after the delay in election date in Haryana, the parties, they have got the time and they are continuously holding multiple meetings to discuss each and every constituency, so that they don't want to take any risk. And as I already told you, for the BJP, anti-incumbency is one of the major issue, and they are trying to find out the candidate who can combat with this anti-incumbency in the state. So let's see which political strategy and for which political party that will be worked. That will be clear once the result will be out for Haryana polls.
Right. Thank you so much, Gurpreet and Aishwarya, for joining us with all those details, and all eyes on what's really going to come out of that meeting that the Congress is going to be holding its very first. And the BJP and the Congress is likely to release the list of its candidates for the second and third phase of the Jammu and Kashmir Assembly elections today. The BJP has been facing trouble over the ticket distribution in Jammu's. This is as far as its third list is expected to address concerns over denial of tickets to some senior leaders. Meanwhile, campaigning has picked up across Jammu and Kashmir as candidates are filing their nomination papers for the second phase of the elections. Top leadership of the BJP and the Congress are expected to address elections across the region, and Congress says that it's Rahul Gandhi who will start his election campaign in Jammu and Kashmir, and that is expected in the next 48 hours. We have Nazir joining us. Nazir, the final list as far as the BJP candidates for the elections in Jammu and Kashmir is expected to be out today. They had made that announcement as far as the third list is concerned last week, and that third phase for the upcoming three-phase elections as far as the 90 assembly seats go in Jammu and Kashmir.
Well, today it is expected that Congress will release its list for the second and the third phase of elections. So is the BJP, at least, 7 seats from Jammu and some seats from the valley. because mainly BJP's whole focus is about Jammu, but it is because it has been their stronghold, but they have been facing a lot of trouble in the wake of this ticket distribution. Many people have challenged it, and some people have resigned. There have been protests, so BJP has rushed its senior leaders to calm the tempers and pacify those angry people or the candidates, because it is after 10 years you are having assembly elections. So it's but natural there would be so many claimants, and the other parts are also having their own share of trouble. So Congress also releasing its list of candidates today. The party, as we know, as alliance with the National Conference, there was a lot of back and forth on alliance seat sharing, but finally they made it, and both parties are fighting together. But there are some seats where both parties have friendly contests. So Congress is saying that its entire top leadership will be extensively campaigning in Jammu and Kashmir. Rahul Gandhi will start campaigning and addressing rallies from Wednesday. He will be addressing 2 rallies, one in Duru Assembly constituency and second in Banihal Assembly constituency. Then Priyanka Gandhi is also expected to address several rallies in Jammu and Kashmir, and on BJP side, Prime Minister would be leading the campaign for the BJP from 9th of this month. So it's Amit Shah, Home Minister, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, BJP President JP Nadda, and entire leadership of the BJP. They are coming and campaigning extensively, and they are hoping to win most of the seats, particularly from the Jammu region, and help some of the independent candidates in Kashmir Valley, because BJP doesn't have enough footprint in the valley. Even in parliament elections, they chose to contest only 2 seats in Jammu region, but did not contest any seat in the valley. So it is very, very fascinating election. We have already seen large number of people, participating in the, election process. And today and tomorrow would be 5th is the last day of this second phase of filing of nomination papers. And Umar Abdullah is among those candidates who will be filing his nomination paper on the 4th, what the NC sources have said. So interesting election, because it is the first election after 10 years. So everybody is very, very interesting, and number of candidates is too high, and the parties are facing challenge when it comes to ticket distribution, more so the challenge for the BJP.
Right, all eyes are on that list that is expected. Thank you so much, Nazir, for joining us with those details. Switching tracks now to the special session of the West Bengal Assembly that will be passing a bill proposing capital punishment for convicts in the rape and murder cases, and that is going to start today. The bill came in the wake of the rape and murder case of the postgraduate trainee doctor at the RG Kaur Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata. The new state bill against sex crimes, expected to be tabled by Mamata Banerjee's government in the special assembly session, will not only propose capital punishment for rapists, but will also mandate that trials for sexual crime be completed within a specific period. And the latest as far as Mollywood Me Too case is concerned, a fresh case has been registered against actor and left MLA Mukesh, who is set at the center of the Me Too storm. Already booked for rape and assault case has now been filed against Mukesh in Kerala's Thrissur. This as the chorus for Mukesh's resignation grows, and so does the pressure on the left government to act. The CPM has backed its MLA, saying others with similar allegations have not quit. Where does the buck stop? And really, how do we fix accountability? As per the complaint filed by the actress from Ernakulam, the police has collected some evidence in the case against the actor and left the MLA as far as the actor is concerned. Now, the magistrate has recorded statements under section 164 in connection with the 3 FIRs. We have my colleague Ishika joining us to get us more on this. And Ishika, just update us with this pressure that's mounting against actor Mukesh.
Well, yes, yesterday, in fact, a fresh case was filed against actor and MLA Mukesh. This case was filed yesterday in Thrissur, and this time the complainant had alleged that Mukesh, in fact, had behaved in an inappropriate manner. So now, after that, what we are seeing is that today there is a fresh update in the, in the case that is being, taken by the Kerala police. What we are getting to know that a complaint that was filed by one of the actor in Ernakulam against 7. In that case, now there has been a fresh update that has been made by the police. Police has collected evidence. They have also, in fact, visited all the location where, in fact, this sexual assault allegedly took place. And in fact, now they are also, these statements are also have been recorded before the magistrate, and then all of this will be submitted in the court by the police. And after this, police will be recording even more statements and evidences in this case. So certainly now we are seeing that the investigation in this matter, in this total Mollywood Me Too moment, continues to move in a fast pace. But certainly the pressure on the government is also amping up, because so far they have not taken any action on actor Mukesh, and also not demanded his resignation from the MLA post. Over to you.
Right, Ishka, we will keep tracking that story and coming back to you for more on that. For now, we're slipping into a very short break. Back with a whole lot more. To stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From maximum city, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From maximum city, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative.
Well, let's just get you the very latest in regard to the Muda case. It is Karnataka's governor versus the government as far as that case is concerned. The legal battle between the chief minister and the governor continues, and the hearing over the sanction for the prosecution in the Muda case is going to be resumed today, and it's coming up in court at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Do remember, it's Karnataka's High Court which will be deciding the validity as far as the governor's green light for the prosecution is concerned. The BJP there pointing fingers at the chief minister, while the chief minister has gone on to say that he has done no wrong, no wrongdoing has been done by the chief minister, is what the Karnataka's Congress leaders are also saying. Do remember, the governor's officer told the High Court that the sanction granted to prosecute the chief minister in the alleged Muda scam was after application of mine. That is what was said in the High Court. We have Pratibha joining us. Pratibha, a very crucial case coming up, and it is in fact going to be deciding. It's Karnataka's High Court which will decide the validity when it comes to the green light that's been given by the governor.
Well, as far as the court case is concerned, it was a pretty heavy session that was witnessed on Saturday with respect to the arguments that were presented by both the counsel for the chief minister as well as the counsel for the governor there. Both of them arguing for and against in terms of the permission for prosecution. The chief minister's counsel claiming that there was no application of mind, also claiming that the cabinet's advice wasn't really taken and that the governor acted according to his own discretion. In the meantime, the counsel representing, or the Solicitor General representing the governor, did mention that there was application of mind. Here is a case that involves the chief minister, and there was absolutely no necessity to take the cabinet's advice, but the governor has all the powers to act as part of his independent decision there. We'll have to wait to see whether the arguments would continue today and what kind of course the legal action would take in terms of deciding or sealing the political fate of the chief minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah there. In the meantime, on ground, there has been protests as well as counter-protests that were witnessed. The BJP claiming that there has been allegations pointing fingers at the chief minister, and the Congress leaders, all of them standing by the side of the chief minister, claiming that there is absolutely no document, no wrongdoing that can nail the chief minister here, and have also gone on to conduct a protest march of sorts from the Vidhan Sauda to the Raj Bhavan, reminding the governor that there are pending cases there. We'll have to wait to see how this would also take shape as far as the governor's green light with respect to the permission for prosecution is concerned.
Right, that case that's coming up in Karnataka's High Court, and that will be heard at about 2:30 this afternoon. All eyes on that case. We will keep coming back to you for that. Pratibha, thank you for joining us. Now, in a flare-up as far as violence in Manipur's inter-district boundary areas, after several months, 2 people were killed and 10, including 2 police personnel and a television reporter, have been injured in gunfire and bombing that's taken place in Imphal in an unprecedented attack. Allegedly, the militants have deployed numerous RPGs, rocket-propelled grenades, using high-tech drones, is what an official statement by the Manipur police has gone on to say. To get more details, we have Ratnadeep joining us. Ratnadeep, take us through what's really happened.
That's right. This is another fresh spell of violence that Manipur has witnessed since yesterday in Kotruk, which is in Imphal West. It is a bordering area of the Imphal Valley region with the Hill district. It is at the border of Kankopi district, which is dominated by the Kuki-Zomi tribe. Remember, the valley region is dominated by the Meiteis, and both these ethnic groups have been at loggerheads since May 3 last year. And there was a lull in violence, but this new violence which has taken place has claimed 2 lives. As we have pointed out, at least 10 people, including a journalist, police personnel is injured. They're being treated at hospital. Now, what we are picking up is that this attack started after 2 p.m. Last afternoon, and they were firing, and in fact, intermittent firing had continued for 12 to 13 hours. Also, what is most concerning is what the state government and the state police has claimed, that high-tech military-grade drones were used to drop the bombs. And this is something which is a new dimension to the conflict that we have seen in Manipur. In fact, security agencies, particularly central security forces, were deployed in the fringe areas. Their duty was to keep both these two warring ethnic groups away from each other. Remember, from the Kuki side also, there are allegations that they have been firing at their villages. The state government on record has said that the Kuki militants are behind this attack. However, what is important to note that the state has been put in high alert, given the fact that all the district SPs have been asked to carry out combing operations. State Home Department has written to police for launching operations, and in meantime people have fled from that area. So these are the areas which have been affected in last year's violence as well, and now once again people have fled from that area. So this is going to be a new reason of concern for the state and center, even as the opposition has once again attacked the state government and the center for these new spell of attack that has taken place yesterday.
Right, Ratnadev, thank you so much for getting us those details. Switching tracks now, and it's Preeti Paul on Sunday scripted history after winning a bronze medal in the women's 200 meters T. This is the final at the Paris Paralympics. Preeti, who has already, the Indian sprinter to win a medal at the Paralympics, she won her second bronze medal, creating history there at the ongoing Paris Games with a timing of 30.01 seconds. And with that, it's a wrap on this bulletin. News and updates will continue on the other side. To stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood.
It's 10 a.m. You are watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Parmeshwar Baba. We've got an action-packed bulletin lined up for you. Let's begin with the headlines we're tracking at the moment. Well, early morning, Enforcement Directorate raids at Aam Aadmi Party Neta's Delhi residence. The ED heat is on Amanatullah Khan over an alleged money laundering case involving financial irregularities pertaining to the Waqf Board. The AAP leader says the ED is at his house to arrest him. The release of Kangana Ranaut's new film, Emergency, has been postponed amid a huge controversy over the portrayal of the Sikh community in it. The film board has asked for more cuts and the film is yet to get a green signal from the certification board. 12 deaths in Telangana and 15 deaths in Arunachal Pradesh feared. Well, there's a rain red alert for Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Work for home advisory for Cyberabad techies. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister is in touch with Chandrababu Naidu and Revant Reddy and assured them of all the possible help they need. The Congress and the BJP huddle after the Haryana poll deferral. BJP's marathon meetings are expected to seal the Haryana candidates, while Congress's crucial Central Election Committee meeting that's coming up today is to choose candidates for these crucial elections in the state. And West Bengal's Specialist Session Assembly, well, the special sessions on the bill proposing death for rapists. The bill proposes death punishment for all rapists. 2 athletics medals for India on day 4. Preeti Pal makes Paralympics track and field history. She wins a second bronze medal at the Paris Paralympics with a personal best time of 30.01 seconds. Well, a big focus. This morning, officials from the Enforcement Directorate arrived at the residence of Aam Aadmi Party leader Amanatullah Khan. Their visit is part of an ongoing investigation into a money laundering case involving the MLA. The case under scrutiny involves alleged irregularities in the appointments made by the Delhi Waqf Board, as well as the issues related to the leasing of its properties. But Mr. Khan put out a video statement on X in which he said the ED team has plans to arrest him. Top Aam Aadmi Party leaders Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh, meanwhile, have hit out at the BJP government at the centre and accused it of targeting those who raised their voice against the ruling dispensation. We have a string of reactions lined up for you. Listen in.
देखिए, इस वक्त जो है 7 बजे हैं और ईडी वाले मेरे घर पे सर्च वारंट के नाम पर मुझे अरेस्ट करने के लिए आए हैं और मैंने इनको लिखा भी था और हर नोटिस का जवाब मैंने इनको दिया है। जब ये मुझे नोटिस कर रहे हैं तो सर्च वारंट के नाम पर सिर्फ इनका मकसद मुझे गिरफ्तार करना है, हमारे कामों को रोकना है। पिछले 2 साल से मुस्तकिल ये लोग मुझे परेशान कर रहे हैं और अब ये मुझे गिरफ्तार करना चाहते हैं। सिर्फ इनका मकसद है कि हम लोगों को तोड़ना और हमारी पार्टी को तोड़ना। हम लोग टूटने वाले इनसे नहीं हैं, ना हम इनसे झुकने वाले हैं, ना हम इनसे डरने वाले हैं।
In fact, the Enforcement Directorate searched Mr. Khan's home last year as well. But last year, the ED team found nothing.
Now, Amanatullah Khan has publicly stated that the Enforcement Directorate's actions may be an attempt to arrest him, as you just heard. The ED heat is on Aam Aadmi Party's Amanatullah Khan. The ED raids are at the Aam Aadmi Party MLA's residence, and he has just slammed these current raids that are taking place. But officials currently, have they found any incriminating details? Well, let's find out. Let's go across to my colleague Shreya, who's tracking the finer details for us. Shreya, as I informed our viewers last year as well, an ED team had raided Mr. Khan's residence. That time they found nothing. This morning, the ED teams have been present at Mr. Khan's residence. Have officials of the Enforcement Directorate found any incriminating details in these specific raids at Amanatullah Khan's residence? Right, we are just working on reconnecting with my colleague Shreya Ghosh, who's tracking the finer details for us. In fact, top Aam Aadmi Party leaders Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh have hit out at the BJP government at the centre.
Chaotic right now because the quick response team car is here and it is expected for Amanatullah to leave, but we are just, it is a very chaotic situation right now because we know the such warrant is going on. Since morning earlier he had refused the ED members, the team to enter, but at around 8:30 after much verbal spat between the ED members and Amanatullah, the search warrant began. The latest update that we have is that the leader of opposition, Vijendra Gupta has said that an amount of 19 crores have been collected as teacher fees from one of the Waqf Board properties, which is an MCD school in Fatehpuri. And he has also said that the school was vacated. And shops were rented out illegally, allowing the accused to earn lakhs of rupees. And remember that 4 members of the Waqf Board lodged complaints against him and alleged that 162 illegal admissions took place based on favoritism. Vijendra Gupta has also gone on to call him a notorious corrupt and anti-social element, and he has said that the corruption of the Aam Aadmi Party is now out in the open. Remember that Amanatullah, the Aam his involvement in this money laundering.
Right, we seem to be having some trouble with the audio line there with Shreya, but as Shreya is mentioning, major allegations being made by Vijendra Gupta, MLA from Rohini. He's the ex-president of the Delhi BJP wing, and he is making some serious allegations regarding Amanatullah Khan. We will, of course, revert to Shreya as soon as we have a stable line. Well, let's turn our attention now to the other big story we're tracking. The release of Kangana Ranaut's new film Emergency has been postponed amid a huge controversy over the portrayal of the Sikh community in that film. The release of the trailer had caused a furor in Punjab, and the film is yet to get a green signal from the certification board. But the film's release was due this week on the 6th of September, which has now been pushed back. Sources say the film board has asked for more cuts. The board has said it would take into account the sentiments of every community. But Ms. Ranaut, by the way, had earlier claimed that she was ready to go to court to defend the film. My colleague Abira joins us with a quick update on the matter. Abira, Kangana Ranaut claims her film had been cleared, but certification has been stopped because many threats were coming in and that the censor board members were also getting serious threats.
Yes, absolutely. On Friday, she took to X and she said that our film was cleared, but because of the threats, and she mentioned it was death threats that CBFC members have been getting, because of which her certification has not come in yet. And later on Sunday, of course, the news broke that the film, which was supposed to release on 6th of September, is not releasing on 6th anymore. We still do not have which date the release date yet, and there has been no statement from Kangna or the studios about a new release date. So we have to wait and watch what happens. But this is not the first time that something like this has happened with CBFC. CBFC has something like this going on. Like for example, Padmavat went through the same thing. It was supposed to release in December 2017, but it went and released end of January 2018. Urta Punjab also saw the same thing. There were a lot of cuts, 94 cuts for Urta Punjab from CBFC. So right now we have to see how many cuts that CBFC comes up with. But previously the cuts were not much, and it was cleared with just a little, as many cuts as 2 or 3. They were asked to mute a derogatory word yelled out when a crowd following the death of the public leader, and to replace the term Mr. President with the Hindi version called Rashtrapati Ji. So very minor changes were asked, but now it looks like it's going to be a big one. So we have to wait and watch.
Well, Abira, thanks so much for joining us with the latest details. We also have our colleague Gurpreet Singh Chinna joining us from Punjab at the moment. Gurpreet, the Delhi unit of the Shiromani Akali Dal has sent a legal notice to the CBFC requesting the film's release to be halted over concerns about its portrayal of Sikhs.
Well, yes, of course, Delhi Akali leader, they have already sent a notice explaining that in the trailer, it seems not only the Congress was being targeted in the emergency movie, but they have also targeted the Sikh community. They say this there is need to put a ban on this movie because it will hurt the sentiments of the Sikh community also. Not only in Delhi, we have seen in Punjab also, and specifically in Punjab and Haryana High Court, we have seen PIL has already been filed by one of the youth here, and he has been demanding there is need to put a ban on this emergency movie of Kangana Ranaut because it will create disharmony and it will give a hatred message in the society also. So let's see that how the court is going to take a preview, and at the same time the Akali Dal Neta, who has already sent a notice to the film board requesting to put a ban on this thing, that will be clear once the board is going to take a call. And here we have seen not only High Court, even in the district courts, a lot of application have been moved against this emergency movie. So let's see that how the court is also taking a view on this petitions which has been moved by a lot of people in the various districts and specifically in Punjab and Haryana High Court. As of now, what we can understand, they feel this is not a movie related to a Congress, but somewhere down the lane it will also hurt the sentiments of the Sikh community, and that is the main cause why they have been appealing before the film board. And at the same time they are saying, it seems from the trailer, there is some historical facts which were being distorted in the movie, and that is the possible reasons why they want it should not be released at this point of time. Back to studio.
Well, Gurpreet, thanks so much for joining us with that crucial update. Do stick on with us for the next update as well as we brief our viewers on the countdown to the Haryana polls. While politics picking up pace in poll-bound Haryana, 2 days after the Election Commission announced the postponement of polls, the BJP and the Congress have rushed into huddles. The BJP has been conducting marathon meetings to seal the Haryana candidate list. And after the CEC meeting, there have been back-to-back marathon meetings, not just for the BJP, but the Congress will also conduct its first meet over the selection of candidates. Gurpreet is with us for a live update from Punjab at the moment. Gurpreet, the Congress and the BJP huddles after Haryana poll dates were postponed.
Well, we have seen this time has given a lot of opportunity for the central leader to just hold a marathon debate on each and every candidate which they are going to announce in all the 90 Vidhan Sabha seats. Not only the BJP central leadership, they are mulling and discussing each and every point with all the state leaders so that the proper candidate should be given to all the constituency and they will be able to come back into power. what we can understand from the sources, anti-incumbency is the major issue for the BJP, and they are trying to combat with this thing. And what we have learned, it might be possible some leaders' tickets can be changed because they feel they are trying to look up all the aspects, and if some candidate or maybe MLA has some anti-incumbency, he may lose his ticket. But at the same time, if we can talk about the Congress, we have seen the Congress leaders say those who are able to get a ticket last time, most of the people, they will be able to get the ticket. But in the Congress, what we have learned from the sources, winnability is one of the major parameter for giving the ticket to the candidate. So they are also conducting survey in all the constituency to find out a good and winning candidate from these constituencies.
Right.
If we can talk about the JJP, INLD, these are the regional parties, they are also for the alliance so that they will be able to make a revival in the state politics. So these type of the meeting are going on. Let's see that which political strategy for which political party will work out. That will be clear once the result will be out. Back to studio.
Well, thanks so much, Gurpreet, for joining us with that update. We also have our colleague Aishwarya Jain joining us at the moment. Aishwarya, the BJP's wish has been granted. The demand had triggered a controversy with the Congress alleging that the BJP was actually trying to delay these elections in the face of public anger directed at them.
Well, certainly it is the Congress party who has been saying that Bharatiya Janata Party is not well prepared for these elections and they are going to face defeat, and therefore the reason perhaps these delay tactics of approaching the election commission to delay the election dates. But certainly Congress on their side has been stating that they are well prepared and they are going to repeat their performance as they had got tremendous victory in the Lok Sabha polls recently held. But certainly it was Bharatiya Janata Party who stated that this is by and large a demand from the community, which is going, which usually goes out every year to Rajasthan, and a lot of voters will not be present, and therefore the reason perhaps this demand was there to delay the elections, and they are thankful to Election Commission as they have delayed the dates. Now, yesterday, what we have seen is late-night meetings happening on the front of the Bharatiya Janata Party at Dharmendra Pradhan's residence, who is the Bharatiya Janata Party in charge for the state of Haryana, and important leaders coming at his residence. The meeting lasted for almost more than 4 hours. At 12 midnight, the meeting ended. And, this meeting comes at a backdrop of the meeting that we saw at JP Nadda's residence, where BJP core group meeting also concluded, where Haryana Chief Minister, former Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Khattar, union ministers and other senior leaders from the Bharatiya Janata Party also gathered, and later the BJP CEC concluded, in which they almost finalized the names of 90 candidates for the state of Haryana, where Prime Minister Narendra Modi was also in attendance. But just not talking about the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Congress is also well prepared. Today there are 2 CECs which are lined up in the national capital at the Congress headquarters. 12 is for the Jammu and Kashmir. At 4 p.m. it would be for Haryana. At 12 we have been told that the Congress party can see in attendance Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi to finalize the names of the candidates for the Congress party for 51 seats in Jammu and Kashmir, and the 5 seats where the friendly battle will happen between the ANC and the Congress party as well. And at 4 p.m. of course, for all 90 seats, the all-important seats for the state of Haryana will definitely be, the manthan will go on from 4 p.m. But certainly when there are, various sources which had been stating that there has been a slight divide between the Hudas and the Seljas, where in Haryana they are not opting to go for the quota system, and certainly there had been rift which was seen. The Congress party wants to send across the message that they are united, they are one, and certainly caste equation, winnability factor is something that they are looking forward to. Most priority to the sports person who have recently joined the Congress party as well, looking at the recent wrestlers protest in the national capital, and also to repeat their performance, what they have got in the recently held Lok Sabha elections in Haryana as well. So we are expecting by tomorrow morning Congress party might release the list of candidates for both Jammu and Kashmir last 2 phases, and for Haryana all 90 seats, and on the other side Bharatiya Janata Party also all set to release the candidates for the state of Haryana as well.
As always, Aishwarya, thank you so much for joining us with the latest lowdown. Well, let's get you the latest from battleground Jammu and Kashmir. The BJP and Congress are likely to release the list of its candidates for the second and third phase of the J&K Assembly elections today. The BJP has been facing trouble over ticket distribution in Jammu, and its third list is expected to address concerns over denial of tickets to some senior leaders. Meanwhile, campaigning has picked up across Jammu and Kashmir as candidates are filling their nomination papers for the second phase of the election. Top leadership of the BJP and Congress are expected to address election across the region. In fact, Congress says Rahul Gandhi will start his election campaign in Jammu and Kashmir from tomorrow as in Wednesday. My colleague
mainly BJP's whole focus is about Jammu, but it is because it has been their stronghold, but they have been facing a lot of trouble in the wake of this ticket distribution. Many people have challenged it, and some people have resigned. There have been protests, so BJP has rushed its senior leaders to calm the tempers and pacify those angry people or the candidates, because it is after 10 years you are having assembly elections. So it's but natural there would be so many claimants, and the other parts are also having their own share of trouble. So Congress also releasing its list of candidates today. The party, as we know, as alliance with the National Conference, there was a lot of back and forth on alliance seat sharing, but finally they made it, and both parties are fighting together. But there are some seats where both parties have friendly contests. So Congress is saying that its entire top leadership will be extensively campaigning in Jammu and Kashmir. Rahul Gandhi will start campaigning and addressing rallies from Wednesday. He will be addressing 2 rallies, one in Duru Assembly constituency and second in Banihal Assembly constituency. Then Priyanka Gandhi is also expected to address several rallies in Jammu and Kashmir, and on BJP side, Prime Minister would be leading the campaign for the BJP from 9th of this month. So it's Amit Shah, Home Minister, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, BJP President JP Nadda, and entire leadership of the BJP. They are coming and campaigning extensively. And they are hoping to win most of the seats, particularly from the Jammu region, and help some of the independent candidates in Kashmir Valley, because BJP doesn't have enough footprint in the valley. Even in parliament elections, they chose to contest only 2 seats in Jammu region, but did not contest any seat in the valley. So it is very, very fascinating election. We have already seen large number of people, participating in the, election process. And today and tomorrow would be 5th is the last day of this second phase of filing of nomination papers.
Switching tracks to the big story we're tracking, the special session of the West Bengal Assembly. Well, the West Bengal Assembly is expected to pass a bill proposing capital punishment for convicts in rape and murder cases. That special session will commence today. The bill came in the wake of the rape and murder of a postgraduate trainee doctor at the state-run R.G. Kar Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata. But the new state bill against sex crimes is expected to be tabled by the Mamata Banerjee government in the special assembly session. It will not only propose capital punishment for rapists, but will also mandate that trials for sexual crime be completed within a specific period. Saurabh Gupta has been tracking the finer details for us. He joins us live at the moment. Saurabh, according to officials of the State Law Department, the bill will actually classify all rape incidents, even if the victim survives, as equivalent to murder, proposing either the death penalty or life imprisonment of the perpetrator?
That's right. That seems to be the thinking behind this bill and this new law that the state government wants to pass, saying that unless the act of rape is made a crime that's commensurate with murder and carries the strictest possible punishment, it will not act as a deterrent, because we've seen laws in the past that have been brought about, but even then, it really hasn't been a deterrent, and incidents have continued to be reported from across the country. However, in this case, the West Bengal government says that there has to be a time-bound completion of not just probes but also the judicial process of trial and conviction and sentencing. and then of course the punishment can be carried out within a stipulated time frame after that as well. So obviously, to put things into perspective, this comes amidst also what the Trinamool is saying is that the investigation into the RG Kar incident is dragging on, saying that the CBI, which has taken over the investigation, is not progressing at a good enough pace according to the Trinamool Congress. Now, that again, the CBI says that whatever progress they've made, they'll share it with the court. But what the Trinamool Congress says that unless there has to be a strong, sort of deterrent, which is in this case not only seeing rapes as a crime commensurate with murder, but also ensuring that the legal statutes, define the time period within which a trial has to conclude, a charge sheet has to be filed from beginning of the trial to the conclusion of the trial and sentencing. So this law will also, put some of the responsibility on punishing rape convicts on the judiciary quickly. Apart from that also, this is something that the West Bengal government has passed, though we understand that similar laws have also been passed in Andhra Pradesh and Maharashtra, but these are awaiting assent from the president. However, in this case, Mamata Banerjee has said the governor should actually, sign off on these bills so that they become law and not send it to the president and delay, making these bills into law. Now, this announcement was made on the 28th of August, and this assembly session is taking place today and tomorrow.
Thanks so much, Saurabh, as always, for joining us with the latest details. We will, of course, revert to you for regular updates. With that, let's turn our attention now to the latest as far as the Mollywood case is concerned, the Me Too entire wave from the Malayalam film industry. Well, a fresh case has been registered against actor and left MLA Mukesh, who was at the center of the Me Too storm. Already booked for rape, an assault case has now been filed against Mukesh in Kerala's Thrissur. This as the chorus for Mukesh's resignation grows, and so does the pressure on the left government to act. The CPM has backed its MLA, saying others with similar allegations have not quit. Where does the buck stop, and how do we fix the accountability is the big question. Ishika is joining us for a live update at the moment. Ishika, what details can you disclose to our viewers currently?
Well, as you rightly mentioned yesterday, yet another case was in fact filed against MLA and actor Mukesh, and this case was filed in Thrissur, and this time the complainant had alleged that Mukesh in fact behaved inappropriately with the complainant at a hotel. Now, certainly after that, what we are seeing that the agitations, from the opposition parties, that is the Congress and the BJP, they have now intensified on the streets of Kerala. If we talk about the Congress in Kerala, they continue to hold protests, and so does the BJP. But, certainly the statement that has come from the party, from the ruling party here, the CPIM, that is certainly shocking. We have seen how they have decided not to ask for his resignation, and then again in the press statement, going on to say that we are not protecting him by letting the investigation continue against him. So this was certainly a very shocking statement that came from the party, and now the questions are being raised that if the government is not fixing the accountability, then who will? Now, let me tell you that apart from that, if we talk about the update so far, with the police investigation is concerned, then in fact, let me tell you that evidences have now been, the police has in fact gathered evidences in the case where in fact the actor had filed complaint against 7 Mollywood heavyweights, which includes one MLA, again MLA Mukesh there. These statements have been recorded before the magistrate, and now the police is in fact going to submit this preliminary inquiry report, in front of the court, and after that they are going to continue to record more, more statements and gather more evidences in this case. So certainly now investigation, on the other hand, if we talk about, is moving at a fast pace. Over to you.
Thanks so much, Ishika, for joining us with the latest. Let's turn our attention now to Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. At least 27 people have been killed as heavy rain battered these states for the second consecutive day, causing flooding and waterlogging in several areas and also disrupting road and rail traffic. At least 15 people in Telangana and 12 in Andhra Pradesh have been killed as rivers in both states remained in spate on Sunday. In fact, unprecedented visuals from both states of roads turning into rivers, houses, offices submerged, people wading through neck-deep water. Schools and colleges, meanwhile, have been shut in Hyderabad, and a work-from-home advisory has been issued for Cyberabad. This as the Prime Minister has spoken to Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and his Telangana counterpart Revanth Reddy and assured them of all possible help from the centre. As always, news and updates continue right after this very short break. We're back in a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of
Breaking news coming in Mumbai's Lalbagh area, an intoxicated passenger grabbed the steering wheel of a bus after arguing with the driver. The bus actually lost control due to the passenger's actions, causing it to hit pedestrians. cars and two-wheelers in the Lal Bagh area, leading to an accident. We have visuals coming in. 9 people were injured in the incident. All the injured have been admitted to different hospitals, we're told, by local officials. The authorities, meanwhile, have detained the intoxicated passenger and further investigation is ongoing. But unfortunately, one person has died after a drunk passenger grabbed the steering wheel of a best bus. This is coming in from Mumbai's Lal Bagh area, where an intoxicated passenger lunged for the steering wheel of a bus after arguing with the driver. The bus actually lost control due to the passenger's actions, causing it to hit pedestrians, cars as well as other two-wheelers that were present in the area, leading to an accident. I must inform you that 9 people have been injured in this incident, and all the injured have been admitted to different hospitals. Radhika Ramaswamy is tracking the details for us. She joins us at the moment. Radhika, the authorities have detained the intoxicated passenger and we're told further investigation is currently underway.
The way this man has been arrested by the police. In fact, as many as 9 people were injured after an intoxicated man turned steering wheel of a BEST bus. This happening at Lal Bagh Junction, happened last night at about 8:45 p.m. A 40-year-old man has been arrested. What we are made to understand is that as a result of altercation with the driver, this passenger, who was in an inebriated state, took control of the steering wheel near Lal Bagh Junction, leading to this bus crashing into as many as 2 to 3 four-wheelers and a two-wheeler, as well as multiple pedestrians. Now, all of them have been admitted to different hospitals. We believe that 3 have sustained fractures and a few others are undergoing treatment due to minor injuries. This man, of course, has been arrested by the police at this point. Investigations are underway to understand the exact motive. But what we are given to understand is that there was an altercation that broke out between the driver and the passenger that led to the passenger taking control of the steering wheel, driving erratically and leading to injuries of pedestrians and motorists.
Radhika, thanks so much for joining us with the breaking news information you've accessed. Do stick on with us for the next crucial update as well. We have breaking news coming in from Pune at the moment. The brutal killing of a former contractor in Pune. In fact, we are told that the former contractor Vanraj Andikar was killed. We have a reaction from the police coming in at the moment. The police claim that the death was caused by a sharp weapon, a sickle. Listen in to what the police... Right. While we establish what the police has said and line up that reaction for you, let's go across to Radhika Ramaswamy, who joins us with the latest details regarding this story as well. Radhika, what details can you disclose to our viewers at the moment?
That's right. Vanraj Andikar, a former corporator, was killed after he was shot at and attacked with a sickle in Pune area. This is believed to be a suspected case of gang rivalry. Now, investigations are, of course, underway. Incident also causing panic in that particular area where the incident took place. Crime branch officers were quick to arrive at the scene. This incident, the shootout, happening at about 8:30 p.m. last night. And we are given to understand that it could be a result of gang rivalry and personal rivalry that could have led to this shootout incident. In fact, reports suggesting that shooting stemmed from personal enmity as well as a dispute over dominance, as Andekar's gang holds a lot of influence in that particular area. In fact, he was the son of gangster Bandhu Andekar. So there had been a lot of gang activities going on in Pune area, leading to a lot of injuries and deaths in the past as well. Now, as a result of gang rivalry, it is believed that Vanraj Andekar was shot at by 4 to 5 unknown assailants. And he was also attacked by a sickle. The CCTV visuals show the moment when he was in fact attacked by the assailants. At this point, of course, investigations are underway to find who was behind it, and arrests are yet to take place.
Thanks so much, Radhika, for joining us with the latest details. In fact, we have a reaction lined up from the local police as well. Listen in.
इनामदार चौक में वनराज आंदेकर और उसका चचेरा भाई दोनों खड़े थे। उसी समय कुछ लोगों ने आके उन पे जो है सो अटैक किया है। इस अटैक के दरमियान 5 राउंड्स फायर हुए हैं। ऐसी जो है सो प्रथम दृष्टि में इंफॉर्मेशन मिली है और उनके ऊपर जो है सो धारदार शस्त्र से भी हमला किया गया है। अभी तक आरोपी कौन है और उन्होंने किस वजह से इन पे हमला किया है ये अभी क्लियर नहीं हुआ है। डेथ जो है वो जो है सो शार्प वेपन से हुई है, उसके जो है सो बहुत सारे वुंड्स हैं। तो एक बार पोस्टमार्टम होने के बाद पूरा क्लियर हो पाएगा कि गोली लगी है कि नहीं और शार्प वेपन से कितने वुंड्स वगैरह हैं, वो सब पूरी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल पाएगी।
With that, let's turn our attention now to the Muda case. It's the Karnataka governor versus the government on the Muda case. The legal battle between the Karnataka chief minister and the governor continues. The hearing over the sanction for prosecution in this Muda scam will resume at 2:30 p.m. Pratibha Raman has the finer details for you.
Well, as far as the court case is concerned, it was a pretty heavy session that was witnessed on Saturday with respect to the arguments that were presented by both the counsel for the chief minister as well as the counsel for the governor there. Both of them arguing for and against in terms of the permission for prosecution. The chief minister's counsel claiming that there was no application of mind, also claiming that the cabinet's advice wasn't really taken and that the governor acted according to his own discretion. In the meantime, the counsel representing or the Solicitor General representing the governor did mention that there was application of mind. Here is a case that involves the chief minister and there was absolutely no necessity to take the cabinet's advice, but the governor has all the powers to act as part of his independent decision there. We'll have to wait to see whether the arguments would continue today and what kind of course the legal action would take in terms of deciding or sealing the political fate of the chief minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah there. In the meantime, on ground there has been protests as well as counter protests that were witnessed. The BJP claiming that there has been allegations pointing fingers at the chief minister, and the Congress leaders, all of them standing by the side of the chief minister, claiming that there is absolutely no document, no wrongdoing that can nail the chief minister here, and have also gone on to conduct a protest march of sorts from the Vidhan Sauda to the Raj Bhavan, reminding the governor that there are pending cases there. We'll have to wait to see how this would also take shape as far as the governor's green light with respect to the permission for prosecution is concerned. Back to you.
Well, in news from around the world, Israelis staged mass protests against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after the bodies of 6 hostages were recovered in Gaza, including an Israeli-American dual national. A major trade union has also called for a general strike, but the bodies of 6 hostages abducted by Hamas on the 7th of October were recovered overnight from a tunnel in southern Gaza's Rafah shortly after they were murdered. The hostages were 23-year-old Hirsch Goldberg Polin, Eden Yerushalmi, who was 24 years old, Ori Danino, who was 25, and 32-year-old Alex Lobanov. We also have news of Carmel Gat, who was 40 years old, and Almog Sarusi, who was 27 years old. We've heard of their death now. Carmel Gat, a 40-year-old occupational therapist from Tel Aviv, was actually visiting her parents in Kibbutz area on the 7th of October when the area was attacked by Hamas terrorists. Tragically, her mother was killed, but Carmel, along with her brother Alon, sister-in-law and niece who were also visiting, were actually taken captive. As more hostages were freed, the family learned that Carmel was alive. Reports indicated she was being held with other children and was managing to maintain her well-being by practicing yoga daily with them. In fact, I must inform you, Carmel Gat loved visiting India and lived in India for months to practice yoga and meditation. Meanwhile, the night before 23-year-old Israeli-US citizen Hirsch Goldberg Polin was taken hostage by Hamas terrorists at the Supernova Desert Rave, he ate dinner with his family and then left at 11 p.m. to go camping. But he was seen alive in a video released by terrorists in April. His parents had campaigned prominently for his release, frequently meeting with US President Joe Biden and other officials. In fact, in a brief statement, his family has now said that they had broken hearts. Eden Yerushalmi, 24 years old, a bartender from Tel Aviv, was at the Nova party with friends when the attack occurred. And as the attack unfolded, she took refuge in a car with friends who had been killed, pretending to be dead. Her sister stayed on the phone, guiding her through hiding in these thorny bushes. But for 4 intense hours, the sisters were connected until they heard gunshots and Yerushalmi's desperate cry saying she's been caught. And after that, the phone went dead. Ori Danino was an off-duty, non-commissioned officer who had attended the Nova rave. Initially escaped the attack but went back to try and save others. Mr. Danino turned his car around to rescue others. He served as a signal officer in the Paratroopers Brigade's 202nd Battalion, and he was actually engaged to be married. Alex Lobanov, 32 years old, was the lead bartender at the Nova party when the attack happened. His wife was 5 months pregnant at that time, but she has since given birth, and the couple also have a 2-year-old child. They're from Ashkelon, where Alex took care of both his parents, both of whom had physical disabilities. And a friend actually described him as someone who was always putting others first. Lobanov never even met his second child. Almog Sarusi was at the Nova party with his girlfriend, whose body was later discovered. Local media reports that Sarusi stayed behind to help his girlfriend after she was injured, but he was subsequently kidnapped. Sarusi, by the way, was known for his love of traveling around the country with his guitar. His friends describe him as a guy full of life and light. We have a reaction lined up for you from Benjamin Netanyahu. Listen in.
אנחנו ביום קשה. לב העם כולו נקרע. יחד עם כל אזרחי ישראל, הזדעזעתי עד עמקי נשמתי מהרצח הנורא בדם קר של 6 מחטופינו. המאמצים שלנו לשחרר את חטופינו נמשכים כל העת. מאז חודש דצמבר, חמאס מסרב לנהל משא ומתן אמיתי. לפני 3 חודשים, ב-27 במאי, ישראל הסכימה לעסקת שחרור חטופים בגיבוי מלא של ארצות הברית. החמאס סירב.
In other news, after a months-long standoff over disinformation, a Brazilian Supreme Court judge has banned billionaire Elon Musk's social media network, X, in the entire country. In fact, the judge, Alexandre de Moraes, ordered the immediate, complete and comprehensive suspension of the operation of X in the country and actually told National Communications Agency to take all necessary measures to implement the order. Here are the details.
The nationwide ban of social media site X in Brazil has met with mixed responses among the Brazilian youth. The popular platform was banned by the Brazilian Supreme Court on Friday after a months-long politically charged feud between Brazil's top court and tech billionaire Elon Musk.
O povo da nossa cidade, pelo menos, não tem muito costume de assistir telejornal, de assistir notícias, então o Twitter meio que era uma forma, pelo menos eu, tinha de ter notícias do mundo inteiro. Então, tipo, eu meio que perdi um pouco o contato com o mundo afora, não sei o quê, tudo mais, também de me distrair, também eu via bastante entretenimento, então, tipo, querendo ou não, tá virando uma nova realidade pra mim agora.
Eu, sinceramente, achei que tá certo, assim, porque todo mundo que eu conheço que usa Twitter, assim, acaba perdendo um pouco, assim, se perdendo um pouco no que é realidade, o que é falso, assim, né? Mas também, não sei, assim, deveria ter uma rede social, assim, eu não acho que seja 880, né? Poderia ter uma regulação ali, né? Mas eu acho que tá certo, se o Elon Musk quiser vir aqui e achar que isso aqui é terra da banana, ele tá errado, tipo.
Meanwhile, Brazilian President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has declared that no one is above the law and that Musk must respect the decisions of the country's Supreme Court.
Esse cara tem que aceitar as regras desse país. E se esse país tomou uma decisão através da Suprema Corte, ele tem que acatar. Se vale para mim, vale para ele.
The move to block the popular media platform comes after Musk missed a 24-hour deadline imposed by the Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes to name a legal representative in Brazil. Brazil has been without one since last month, and according to its law, foreign companies are required to have representation in the country so that they may be notified of any legal cases against them. The controversy between the two men started when a Supreme Court judge ordered the suspension of several X accounts belonging to supporters of the former Brazilian president. In April, Moraes launched an investigation into Musk, alleging that he had reactivated some of the banned accounts. X claimed that Moraes threatened to arrest one of its legal representatives in Brazil if the platform did not comply, leading Musk to shut down all X offices in the country, citing censorship by the judge. The Supreme Court judge has declared that the ban will stay in place until all court orders are followed, including the payment of fines totaling 18.5 million reais or $3.28 million, which he had previously slapped on the social media network for ignoring judicial orders. As Brazil grapples with the implication of X's ban, the question on whether this move will work in favor or further ignite existing tensions remains to be seen. Samia Afsar for NDTV World.
Now, in many states in the US this November, the presidential candidate who snags the winner's share of electoral votes is unlikely to be a surprise. Across 7 swing states, stretching from the desert southwest to the upper Midwest and back down in the south, the outcome remains very much in play, and the 93 votes up for grabs are likely to decide who ultimately ends up in the White House come January. That's the case even after a historic reset of the race. In case you need clarity, a swing state, according to a by-the-book definition, is one that's considered to play a key role in the outcome of presidential elections and where candidates of both the Democratic and Republican parties have similar levels of support. If you want to know where both sides think the 2024 election is going to be won or lost, look at where they're aiming their campaign planes and, perhaps more importantly, their checkbooks. The Democrats gained the presidency in 2020 in Arizona with the support of the Grand Canyon state, which narrowly voted to back their party's candidate for the first time since the 1990s. Arizona, as you know, borders Mexico for hundreds of miles and has become a focal point of the nation's immigration debate. Border crossings have fallen in recent months from record highs, which have made the issue near the top of voters' concerns. But Trump has repeatedly attacked Kamala Harris's record on immigration, though, because she was given a role by Joe Biden in trying to ease the border crisis. He has also vowed to carry out the largest deportation operation in US history if he regains the presidency. Arizona, by the way, has also hosted a bitter row over abortion access after state Republicans attempted to reinstate a 160-year-old near-total ban on terminating pregnancies, but were foiled. The issue has become an explosive one nationwide in the US since 2022, when the US Supreme Court overturned a landmark ruling that gave women the constitutional right to abortion. In Georgia, alleged election interference has landed Trump in one of his 4 criminal prosecutions. Remember, Trump has been convicted in 1 case, while the remaining are ongoing. So Trump and 18 others are accused of conspiring to overturn his narrow defeat to Biden in this state. But Trump, in classic Trump style, denies any wrongdoing, and the case looks increasingly unlikely to be heard in court before the November election. But you must note that 1/3 of Georgia's population is African American, one of the country's largest proportions of black residents, and it is believed that this demographic was instrumental in Biden flipping the state in 2020. Now, some disillusionment with Mr. Biden had been reported among America's black voters, but the Harris campaign hopes to animate this constituency. On to Michigan, a state that's been a major player in the last 2 presidential elections in the US. Despite supporting Biden in 2020, Michigan has become a focal point in the debate over US support for Israel amid the ongoing war in Gaza. In Michigan's Democratic primary this past February, over 1 lakh voters chose the uncommitted option, reflecting a push by activists who want the US to stop its military aid to Israel. Now, this is especially significant because Michigan has the largest Arab American population in the country, and their support for Biden has been wavering. But Kamala Harris has taken a firmer stand on Israel, and some Gaza protesters are a little hopeful she might be more sympathetic to their cause. Meanwhile, Trump has spotlighted Michigan in his election strategy. And on to the silver state that has voted Democrats for the last several elections. There are signs in Nevada of a possible turnaround by the Republicans. In fact, recent averages published by poll tracking firm 538 indicate that polls once showed Trump enjoying a wide lead over Joe Biden, but that advantage has shrunk since Kamala Harris became the top of the Democratic ticket. Democrats had hoped a candidate with greater appeal to younger and more diverse voters would close the gap, but both candidates are vying to win the state's sizable Latino population. Despite the fact that the US economy has shown strong growth and jobs creation since Biden took the presidency, the post-COVID recovery has actually been slower here than anywhere else in the US. So at 5.1%, the state has the highest unemployment rate in the US after California and the District of Columbia, according to the latest US government statistics. Turning to North Carolina, where the political landscape is getting more competitive as we speak, some analysts are now calling it a toss-up. This shift may explain why Trump chose North Carolina for his first outdoor rally since the assassination attempt on him in July. In fact, addressing his supporters, Trump emphasized the importance of the state, saying this state is a very, very big state to win. On the Democratic side, though, the party spotlighted North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper on the final night of their convention, underscoring the state's significance. You must also note that North Carolina shares some key electoral concerns with neighboring Georgia and Arizona, other critical Sun Belt states in the US. Trump, by the way, won North Carolina by just over 70,000 votes back in 2020, fueling Democratic hopes that this purple state, which can swing either way, might be up for grabs this election year. Next up, let's talk about Pennsylvania, where both parties campaigning with great gusto. In fact, the state became a key battleground in the 2020 election, swinging to support Joe Biden, who has a personal connection to the working-class city of Scranton, where he grew up. Inflation is a top concern here, as it is across the United States. But prices spiked under the Biden administration, though they have started to come down, but only now. However, in Pennsylvania, grocery prices have surged faster than in any other state in the US. In fact, in certain areas, many residents are grappling with food insecurity. About 1 in 8 people there are struggling to get enough to eat. Now, this economic pressure is affecting voter perceptions of the current administration, with high inflation potentially weighing heavily on Kamala Harris's campaign. Trump has seized on this, aiming to tie Harris to the economic issues and inflation under Biden. Now let's turn to Wisconsin, a state that has been crucial in recent presidential elections, picking the winner in both 2016 as well as 2020 by just over 20,000 votes each time. In battlegrounds like Wisconsin, third-party candidates can have a big impact. The Democrats are working hard to keep Green Party candidate Jill Stein off the ballot, arguing that her party didn't follow state election laws, and they've also filed a complaint against left-leaning academic Cornel West. Trump, meanwhile, has emphasized Wisconsin's importance, stating that if they win Wisconsin, they win the whole thing. The summer Republican National Convention, as we extensively covered, was also held in Milwaukee, highlighting the state's key role. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris made a virtual appearance in Milwaukee during her party's convention, marking her official nomination as the Democratic presidential candidate. So Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are locked in a tight race across 7 battleground states as the race for the White House enters the home stretch. News and updates continue on NDTV 24/7 as always. Do stay tuned. We're stepping into a very short break for now.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate, Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can
Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV. Stay with us for all the news you need to know. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Early morning ED raids at AAP Neta's Delhi residence. ED heat on Amanatullah Khan over an alleged money laundering case involving financial irregularities related to the Waqf Board. But the AAP leader says that ED at my house to arrest me. The release of Kangana Ranaut's new film Emergency postponed amid a huge controversy over the portrayal of the Sikh community in it. The film board has asked her to make more cuts, and the film is yet to get the green signal from the certification board. Rain havoc in Andhra and Telangana. 27 people have died, and there is a red alert today as well. Work from home advisory for Cyberabad techies, and Prime Minister Modi speaks to Chandrababu Naidu and Revant Reddy and assures them of all possible help. 2 days after the Election Commission announcement of postponement of polls in Haryana, the BJP and Congress in huddles today. The BJP has been conducting marathon meetings to seal the Haryana candidate list. The West Bengal Assembly's special session begins today to pass a bill proposing the death penalty for rapists. This following the tragic rape and murder of a postgraduate trainee and all the anger at the Mamata Banerjee government. The bill seeks to ensure swift justice in such heinous cases. And Israelis stage a mass protests against Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu after the bodies of 6 hostages were recovered in Gaza, including Israeli-American dual national. A major trade union has also called a general strike today. All right, our top story now. And officials of the Enforcement Directorate arrived at the residence of AAP leader Amanatullah Khan this morning. This was in connection with the agency's investigation into an alleged money laundering case against the MLA. Now, the case relates to alleged irregularities in appointment in Delhi Waqf Board and leasing of its properties. Mr. Khan put out a video statement on social media in which he said the ED team has plans to arrest him today. The ED team has come to arrest me on the pretext of a search. He said, my mother-in-law is a cancer patient. She was operated upon 4 days ago, and she's also at my home, and I informed this to the ED. Our top AAP leaders, Manish Sisodiya and Sanjay Singh, hit out at the BJP government and the centre, accusing it of targeting those who raise their voice against the ruling party. The BJP, on the other hand, has hit out at AAP and Amanatullah Khan.
देखिए, इस वक्त जो है 7 बजे हैं और ईडी वाले मेरे घर पे सर्च वारंट के नाम पर मुझे अरेस्ट करने के लिए आए हैं और मैंने इनको लिखा भी था और हर नोटिस का जवाब मैंने इनको दिया। जब ये मुझे नोटिस कर रहे हैं तो फर्स्ट वारंट के नाम पर सिर्फ इनका मकसद मुझे गिरफ्तार करना है, हमारे कामों को रोकना है। पिछले 2 साल से मुस्तकिल ये लोग मुझे परेशान कर रहे हैं और अब ये मुझे गिरफ्तार करना चाहते हैं। सिर्फ इनका मकसद है कि हम लोगों को तोड़ना और हमारी पार्टी को तोड़ना। हम लोग टूटने वाले इनसे नहीं हैं, ना हम इनसे झुकने वाले हैं, ना हम इनसे डरने वाले हैं।
All right, let's go across to our reporters now, and Shreya joins us from the house of Amanatullah Khan and Anushka joins us from the Waqf Board. Shreya, first to you, what's happening there right now?
Right, so we know that the Enforcement Directorate team of almost 5-6 members had come at 6:30 in the morning, but then it led to a verbal spat between Amanatullah and the ED members, and at around 8:30 they began their search warrant. They reviewed the documents and materials, and it has been almost 3 hours and the search warrant continues. We are expecting Amanatullah and the ED team to leave the residence any moment now. I'm right outside the Okla residence of the Ahmad.
Claiming that he might get arrested by ED because in the year 2022, in this very month, he was arrested because of misappropriation of funds and illegal recruitment in his tenure as the chairman of the Waqf Board between 2018 to 2022. This year too, this case is still going on, the money laundering case, and that is the reason why the ED is conducting the search warrant at his home. And we also know that the leader of opposition, Nirendra Gupta, has reacted to this and said that almost 19 crores was collected by Amanatullah as teacher fees from one of the Waqf Board properties, and he has continued had always unfairly leased out several Waqf Board property schools where he rented out stores and earned money illegally. And he also went on to accuse Amanatullah of all these corrupted practices, called him a notorious anti-social element, and said that he made almost 162 appointments on the basis of favor.
All right, Shreya, we'll return to you, but let's now go across to Anushka for more. And Anushka, as Shreya was, telling us there, Amanatullah Khan has been a target of the enforcement agency, of the, investigations for quite some time. Now, tell us about these allegations against him regarding the Waqf Board.
Well, rightly said, as in the morning, Amanatullah Khan via his Twitter handle said that the ED team had reached his house around 6:30 in the morning, and the raids are right now also going on at his house. Let me tell you this, that Amanatullah Khan has been facing charges from ED regarding the PMLA, money laundering case. When he was the chairperson of Delhi Waqf Board, there were a lot of cases going on him about the, illegal hirings, doing selective favoritism and also taking money on those cases. And that is why the ED, not only today, but on April 18th also came to his house and did a marathon 12 hours questioning with him. Today also the ED team has reached Amanatullah's house, and the raids are currently going on at his residence. And let me tell you, lots of political heat is also going on this whole matter. Aam Aadmi Party leader Sanjay Singh said that the ED is, targeting Amanatullah Khan because of Aam Aadmi Party's good work, and this is a very corrupt, step taken by the government by releasing the ED on Aam Aadmi Party leaders who work hard like Amanatullah Khan. And let me tell you, not only Sanjay Singh but also Manish Sisodia also mentioned that the Aam Aadmi Party leaders' spirits will not be broken by this whole ED case going on, be it Amanatullah Khan's residents or several other party leaders who are facing heat from the ED cases. They are rightly very much mentioning this fact that the ED raid is going on in a very illegal manner, in a very corrupt manner. And right now that we are watching here from this place, I am right at the Waqf Board office, and we can let me tell you, Amanatullah Khan was also a chairperson and held the Waqf Board, the Delhi Waqf Board chair here. And right now, the PMLA cases that are surrounding him are because of the allegations made on him regarding the favoritism that he did while recruiting people on Delhi Waqf Board, places. And let me tell you this also, that the ED raids is now also going on. A lot of political heat is going on. The BJP leaders are clearly claiming that the Aam Aadmi Party is a corrupt party, and a lot of leaders there are did a lot of illegal things, and because of that, ED has come to their doorstep, and right now also they are under the scanner, and right now also the ED is conducting the raid, and let us see what all happens after this raid finishes off. Back to you.
Right, Anushka, they're reporting from outside the Waqf Board. Let's return to Shreya, who's outside the residence of Amanatullah Khan. And Shreya, if you can hear me, so we're waiting to find out whether indeed the ED will arrest Amanatullah Khan. Remember, he's yet another Aam Aadmi Party leader who's now being targeted by the investigating agencies. At least that's what Aam Aadmi Party says, after several of their leaders have been jailed, and this particular case has been going on now against Amanatullah Khan for several years. We'll continue to track this story, but moving on now to news from Jharkhand, where 11 candidates died during a police exam. This was during the physical exam for recruitment in the police services there, and cases of unnatural death have now been registered. So 11 candidates died during the tryouts, the physical test, which began on August 22nd across 6 centers, and 4 deaths took place in Palamu Center, 2 each in Girid and Hazaribagh. So 11 candidates died while undertaking physical tests during a drive to recruit excise constables in Jharkhand. And now this is a competitive examination, and remember, there's a lot of pressure, a lot of people who are vying for very few jobs. So these took place across several districts of Ranchi, Giridih, Hazaribagh, Palamu, East Singhbhum. 4 deaths, as we mentioned, took place in Palamu, 2 each in Giridih and Hazaribagh, and 1 person each in Ranchi's Jaguar Center and East Singhbhum's center as well. But the BJP has now hit out over this and over how these tests were conducted, the fact that so many deaths have taken place.
See, due to the lackluster effort by the Jharkhand government, carelessness by the Jharkhand government, 11 aspirants in the excise personnel recruitment case have died so far in the physical training, in the physical exercise that they had to do. And this is absolutely shocking. The Jharkhand government had promised jobs. Instead, it's distributing death. And there is total collapse of the system. 200 aspirants are in hospitals. More than 100 are in ICU. There have been so many deaths, and adequate medical protection has not been done. So we think this is totally murder by the system, and Jharkhand government should take precautionary measure before it actually goes for such massive scale. There was no preparedness.
Well, let's go across to NDTV's Prabhakar now for more. And Prabhakar, the BJP describing it as murder by the system. This is not the first time that people have died during these trials, but it's very, very unfortunate. Give us more details of what happened.
See, this is a clear case of mismanagement. Remember, 562 aspirants were to be recruited for the post of constable in the excise department, and thousands, more than 50,000 aspirants actually appeared at the 6th examination center, which was spread across the states of Jharkhand. Now, first they were supposed to take the physical test, which was to complete 11 kilometers within a span of 1 hour, and that's a test actually which requires quite a physical fitness by the aspirants. The weather over there when this test was being conducted was very hot and humid, so the people who are conducting this test, they should have thought over it, and they should have made some alternative arrangements. Now, they decided to proceed ahead with this physical test, which was to be held at all the 6 centers. And it resulted in collapse of many of the aspirants. Around 200 aspirants are still in the hospital. 11 of them so far have died. So it's a big number. It's a huge number. And they were there for the physical test. And after they would have qualified for the physical test, then there would be a written examination as well. So this was the first stage of test which these aspirants were taking up, and then they would have been recruited as a constable in the excise department, which is a secure job going by that standard, and it's a government job. So many of the aspirants, especially those who prepare for the police jobs or the army, they all appeared here. They were trying their luck there, but because of the hot and humid weather, and because of the stringent rules over there where they could not actually break away when they were running. So many of them collapsed while they were giving this test, and they were rushed to the hospital, and later the procedure of this entire test at all the centers were postponed after the reports of many of them aspirants actually falling ill came to the public light.
Right, Prabhakar, so very tragic. 11 people losing their lives like this. Thanks so much for joining us there with all those details. We're now joined on the phone line by Dr. Tanuj Khatri, spokesperson of the JMM. Your response to, what has taken place, it's such a huge tragedy. 11 people have died, 200 are in hospital, and the BJP describing it as murder by the system.
On hold. Please stay on the line.
Right, Dr. Tanuj Khatri, if you can hear me, if you can respond to, this incident, what has happened, this tragedy of 11 candidates dying during these tryouts, the BJP hitting out, calling it murder by the system. All right, we will try and connect with the JMM spokesperson, but as Prabhakar was telling us, a massive tragedy. 1,27,000 aspirants appeared for the physical tests for this and across several districts. This was on the 30th of August, and 78,000 people managed to clear it. These were physical tests for the Jharkhand excise constable position. And it was after clearing the physical test that one would be able to sit then for the competitive examination. However, given that 11 people died, 200 were hospitalized, for the moment it has been put on hold. As we said, deaths took place in separate centers as well. So this is the BJP hitting out over this incident and saying that the deaths have taken place due to the mismanagement by authorities. In fact, what the organizers have said is that adequate arrangements, including medical teams, medicines, ambulance, mobile toilets and drinking water were arranged at all the centers. But still, even so, how is it that such a huge number of people died? 11 young men have died after appearing for this physical test for this Jharkhand excise constable position. Well, we're now joining us on the phone line is Dr. Tanuj Khatri, spokesperson of the JMM. Your response to these allegations of mismanagement, the fact that such a huge number, 11 people died during this physical examination.
देखिए, ये एक बहुत ही दुखद घटना है कि जिस प्रकार से जो अभ्यर्थी थे वो शामिल हुए थे इस नियुक्ति की प्रक्रिया में, और दौड़ जो है वो नियुक्ति का एक अहम हिस्सा है। उसको पार करने के बाद ही आप क्वालिफाई करते हैं, और अगर ऐसे में अगर कोई घटना घटी है तो ये काफी दुखद है। और माननीय मुख्यमंत्री ने इस पर खुद संज्ञान लिया है। जिस भी जिले में ये घटना घटी है उस वहाँ के उपायुक्तों को जल्द से जल्द उसका रोकथाम के लिए, आखिर किन वजहों से ये घटना घटी है, उसके लिए मुख्यमंत्री जी ने स्वयं इस पर संज्ञान लिया और सरकार गंभीर है इस विषय पर। लेकिन पहला सवाल ये आता है कि दूसरी तरफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो ऐसे मुद्दों पर जब अभ्यर्थियों को, जब लोगों को, युवक युवतियों को जब सरकार रोजगार देने का काम कर रही है, तब उस पर राजनीति नहीं होनी चाहिए। निश्चित रूप से घटना दुखद होती है, मृत्यु किसी की हो जाना या उसको किसी भी प्रकार से उसको आहत पहुंचना, ये दुखद घटना है। हम सभी उस नौजवानों के साथ में खड़े हैं, लेकिन इस पर राजनीति नहीं होनी चाहिए।
राइट, डॉक्टर तनुज खत्री, अब बीजेपी ऑपोजिशन में है स्टेट में, तो जरूर उठाएंगे ये मुद्दा, जिस तरह से ये मिसमैनेजमेंट हुआ है, क्यों इतने हाई नंबर ऑफ डेथ्स हुई हैं, 11 लोग मरे हैं इस फिजिकल एग्जामिनेशन, कंपेटिटिव एग्जामिनेशन में अपियर करने में। अगर बहुत गर्मी थी तो शायद ये एग्जाम उस समय नहीं होना चाहिए था। ये सब सोचने वाली बातें, तो ऑब्वियसली जो ऑपोजिशन है स्टेट में वो ये मुद्दा उठाएगा और स्टेट गवर्नमेंट से मांगेगा जवाब।
नहीं, देखिए, अभी तो बरसात का मौसम है, गर्मी की तो कोई बात है नहीं, लेकिन ठीक है, फिर भी सरकार जो है इसको अपने स्तर से जांच करवाएगी कि ये सारी चीजें किन परिस्थितियों में ये हुआ है। अब चूंकि ये एक गंभीर विषय है, गंभीर विषय इसलिए है कि दौड़ने के दौरान अगर किसी की सांस फूलने से मृत्यु हो गई हो तो ये तो एक मेडिकल एग्जामिनेशन का सवाल है, तो ये जरूर इस पर एग्जामिनेशन होगा, एग्जामिन किया जाएगा इन चीजों को। लेकिन वहाँ राजनीति का मुद्दा, बहुत सारे मुद्दे हैं, लेकिन अपोजिशन को ये समझना चाहिए कि आप किसी की मौत पर राजनीति नहीं करें।
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much, Dr. Tanush Khatri of the JMM. They're speaking to us on this very, very tragic occurrence that has taken place in Jharkhand, in which 11 people who were appearing for this police exam actually died during the physical fitness test. 200 people have been hospitalized. Well, moving on to the other big story, we're tracking the release of Kangana Ranaut's new film Emergency has been postponed amid a huge controversy over the portrayal of the Sikh community in it. The release of the trailer had caused a furor in Punjab, and the film is yet to get a green signal from the censor board. The film's release was due on the 6th of September, and it's now been pushed back. It's not clear when the film will actually hit the screen. Sources say the film board has asked now for more cuts to take place. The board had said it will take into account sentiments of the community, and earlier the actor turned politician Kangana Ranaut had even claimed that she would or could even go to the court to challenge this. Well, let's go across to Abira now for more. And Abira, at this point we have no clarity when this film may actually be released, but a huge controversy has erupted over it.
Absolutely, we have not heard from Kangana's team or from the studios when will this release. But for now, we just know that 6th of September is not the date that Emergency is releasing. It's a big setback for Kangana, because not only is she starring in the film, it is also her directorial debut. She took to X on Friday and she spoke about the fact that CBFC had cleared her film, but the certification never came up because of the controversy. Since the trailer came out, it has been surrounded by controversies, and now there are a lot of cuts that CBFC is asking. But previously there were only minor cuts, which was a mute of a derogatory word, like Mr. President was replaced with Rashtrapati Ji. Very minor cuts, but now it seems like it's a huge blow for Kangana, because a lot of cuts have been asked, and Kangana is quite disappointed, and she did let everybody know her disappointment. But since we have come to know that the film is not releasing on 6th of September, there have been no statements from her team or her or the studio.
All right, so still no clarity on when this film will release. Also no statement coming from Team Kangana. Earlier we also spoke to Gurpreet for more on this entire controversy.
Delhi Akali leader, they have already sent a notice explaining that in the trailer, it seems not only the Congress was being targeted in the emergency movie, but they have also targeted the Sikh community. They say there is need to put a ban on this movie because it will hurt the sentiments of the Sikh community also. Not only in Delhi, we have seen in Punjab also, and specifically in Punjab and Haryana High Court, we have seen PIL has already been filed by one of the youth here, and he has been demanding there is need to put a ban on this emergency movie of Kangana Ranaut, because it will create disharmony and it will give a hatred message in the society also. So let's see that how the court is going to take a preview, and at the same time Kalidal Neta, who has already sent a notice to the film board requesting to put a ban on this thing. That will be clear once the board is going to take a call. And here we have seen not only High Court, even in the district courts, a lot of application have been moved against this emergency movie. So let's see that how the court is also taking a view on this petitions which has been moved by a lot of people in the various districts, and specifically in Punjab and Haryana High Court. As of now, what we can understand, they feel this is not a movie related to a Congress, but somewhere down the lane it will also hurt the sentiments of the Sikh community, and that is the main cause why they have been appealing before the film board. And at the same time they are saying, it seems from the trailer, there is some historical facts which were being distorted in the movie, and that is the possible reasons why they want it should not be released at this point of time. Back to studio.
Right, so massive controversy over the emergency film and no clarity on when it may finally be released. But moving on to news now from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, where at least 27 people died as heavy rain battered Telangana and Andhra Pradesh for a second consecutive day on Sunday, causing flooding and waterlogging in several areas, also disrupting road and rail traffic. At least 15 people died in Telangana, 12 in Andhra Pradesh. This is after several rivers were in spate on Sunday, and today, however, the situation is said to be better. There you can see those visuals as roads even turned into rivers. People had to wade through neck-deep water in some places, and schools and colleges have been closed in Hyderabad. Also, work from home advisory has been given to all techies. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Sunday spoke with Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu as well as Telangana's CM Revant Reddy, assuring them of all possible help from the centre. Well, let's go across to Uma Sudhir now for more. And Uma, a terrible situation yesterday, so many deaths reported. What's the situation like right now?
So for the last 3 days, we have had incessant rains. Thankfully, now the rain seems to have stopped in many areas of Telangana as well as in Andhra Pradesh. But the danger still exists because all the water bodies, as the Central Water Commission has reported, are actually running full, and the Krishna could be in spate in several areas, and that's what the chief ministers of both Telangana as well as Andhra Pradesh are monitoring. Those very vulnerable districts and localities which need attention immediately, and therefore the resources need to be deployed in those areas. In Telangana, at the Command and Control Center, the Chief Minister is right now holding an emergency meeting, talking to all the district officials and also talking about what kind of deployment needs to be done of the NDRF and the SDRF that are available here, because yesterday there is a problem with the Khammam area where there was a call for help from multiple locations, and they were not able to deploy the copters because of the locally hostile climatic conditions. Afterwards, the conversation with the Andhra Pradesh Chief Secretary by the Deputy Chief Minister of Telangana, who asked for a chopper to be flown in from Vizag to Khammam in order to be able to carry out the rescue operation. Subsequently, not just the Prime Minister but Mr. Amit Shah has spoken as well, and spoken about deploying the NDRF teams and getting in those kind of choppers which can fly in more adverse climatic conditions as well. So the attention really going to be on Khammam and also in certain areas in Adilabad, where we are getting this kind of reports of still people being marooned, the villages as well. The national highway between Telangana and Andhra Pradesh certainly flooded in multiple areas where the breaching has happened, and the worry has been that people should not come out in those areas, and they must in fact stay away from the national highway. That is a warning that's been repeatedly given because vehicles are getting flown away. Yesterday there was this very heartrending kind of a story of this father and daughter scientist, in fact, Nunawat Ashwini and Nunawat Motilal, who were to reach the Hyderabad airport and had started from Khammam and were in Mehbubabad when their car actually got washed away, and they were on phone talking to friends and asking for relief and rescue, and there was an attempt to reach the rescue to them, but before that in some time the phones ran silent, and then subsequently their bodies were discovered, both the father and the daughter, a 26-year-old scientist in fact. Another story that Ponguleti Srinivas Rao, the disaster minister of Telangana, spoke about disaster relief he is focusing on right now, but he spoke about how this couple, Yaqub and his wife, were in fact in touch with him, and he was trying to reach a chopper to them. This is a brick kiln workers, and subsequently they had used a drone to even drop life jackets to the family. But only the boy, Sharif, could be saved. He wore the life jacket and swam across, but the couple was not able to do that, and both of them have died in the disaster of flooding that happened in that area. But in Vijayawada, we saw the entire roads, in fact, not being visible at all, and you saw the area completely flooded. Newsivit, the Mango Research Center, all that area completely underwater, and therefore Chief Minister in fact parked himself at the collectorate, spent the night at the Vijayawada collectorate, and he went in boat even this morning he has gone to Singnagar in a boat himself, in a raft that was brought in by the NDRF, and he travelled in that and telling people that relief and rescue would reach them, and also ensuring that the people who were unwell, the elderly, were moved first because some of them needed emergency medical help. He said as many as 110 such boats have been deployed and 10 NDRF teams have come in. There are choppers that have come in, 3 from Tamil Nadu, 4 from Punjab, 3 more from Odisha, all of them reaching out to these areas where people were marooned and bringing them out to safety, and patients in that being given a priority of movement. Of course, as many as 100 trains have been cancelled by the South Central Railway because from Kazipet to Vijayawada in K. Samudram as well as in Rayanapadu, the track itself was breached. In Rayanapadu, in fact, the entire station, the tracks were submerged, and therefore the Tamil Nadu Express came and stopped there, and subsequently JCBs and trucks had to be used to transport those people to Vijayawada and then use buses to transport them elsewhere. So as many as 5 trains could not be moved at all. Several trains that are coming from the north of the country which tend to come via Vijayawada, they have all been diverted. So there is going to be a disruption and delay in the rail traffic as well. But focus right now to try and ensure that wherever the emergency comes up, resources are deployed there and the rescue effort is directed in that manner. And wherever the waterlogging happens, the attention of the authorities also to try and ensure that safe water and food is reached in those areas, and those people are brought out of those areas, because there is no power connection as well because of the rains that we have seen in the last 2 to 3 days, and therefore reaching to people who need the help, that is becoming a challenge as well. But as of now, minister's officers that I've spoken to telling us that things are under control. It's only the rescue and relief that is the focus now, because as of now, no fresh rains are happening, no downpour happening. But from the upstream areas, the water that is coming in could cause flash floods, and that's why about 119 such vulnerable areas have been identified. 19 districts put on the flash flood risk assessment alert, and 9 districts still under red alert in Telangana, 12 under orange alert. Back to you.
All right, Uma, good to know that today the situation seems better, but as you said, alert in several districts over the possibility of flash floods. Many tragic deaths having taken place yesterday as the highways were overrun with water. Thanks so much, Uma. We'll return to you for more updates. Moving on to news now from West Bengal, where the special session of the West Bengal Assembly will take place today. And this is to pass a bill proposing capital punishment for convicts in rape and murder cases. The bill came in the wake of the rape and murder of the junior doctor at the state-run RG Kar Medical College and Hospital in Kolkata. A proposal to hold this special session was cleared on August 28. Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had announced this amendment to existing laws would be passed in the State Assembly to ensure capital punishment for convicted rapists. Now, this came after the Chief Minister and the police in West Bengal have come under fire following the incident, and there has been nationwide protests and attacks from the opposition as well over this. Well, let's go across to Saurabh now for more. And Saurabh, so now this special session has been called for by the Chief Minister in which to pass this bill. This is after, as we said, the Chief Minister came under fire. A lot of criticism directed at the police and the West Bengal government, and in a reaction to that, now this bill will be passed by the State Assembly.
That's right. You know, I mean, there was a lot of questions and criticism as far as the handling of the case is concerned. And then, of course, after that, there's been a lot of politics on the issue as well. But what we know so far is that this bill aims to treat murder and rape similarly, that the crimes of rape are commensurate with the crimes of murder. That's the spirit in which this law is being brought about. And therefore, what they're saying is that in all cases of rape, you know, the maximum punishment, which is the death penalty, should be a provision, and life in imprisonment. Now, they say that this will be a strong deterrent. Not only that, the law also aims to, you know, put a timeline to the process of investigation and completion of investigation, then the process of trial, the starting of the trial, the completion of trial, and then also, you know, conviction. Now, what this aims to do is that often from the time that rape cases are filed to the time charge sheets are filed, to the time the trial begins, to the time the trial concludes, It's a long process, and in the absence of a speedy delivery of justice, what happens is that it fails to act as a deterrent despite there being strong laws against rape. This is something that this bill aims to remedy, is what the state government is saying. There's a 2-day assembly session on this. There will be discussions, and of course following which the bill will be passed. Now obviously the bill is going to be passed, there's no doubt about that. Whether it will be passed unanimously or not, whether other parties support it or not, is something that remains to be seen. Remember, the left and the Congress don't have representation in the state assembly. They don't have MLAs, but the BJP has a sizable number of MLAs. And remember, the BJP has been leading the protest against Mamata Banerjee now, and has been demanding her resignation as well. So what stance the BJP takes on the floor of the assembly vis-a-vis this bill is also going to be interesting to watch. But obviously this is something that the state government has done in response to the kind of anger, the kind of frustration, the kind of protests that Kolkata continues to see over this issue.
That's right, Saurabh, though, the BJP has criticized it, saying that this is all about optics. Mamata Banerjee, calling the special session, asking for this more stringent punishment in the bill, which eventually does have to get the nod from the state governor as well, isn't it, before it can even come into play. So possibly this is all just for show, as the BJP is saying.
Yes, the bill has to get the nod of the governor, and also sometimes what the governor can do is send it to the president. So in this case, if Mamata Banerjee, when she announced this special session of assembly on the 28th of August, she said she wants the governor to give his assent to this bill and not send it to the president and delay the matter further. So obviously, from the beginning, the Trinamool Congress, which also has faced pressure after this incident, given what's happened at RG Kar and Medical College and Hospital, and given the anger, the frustration surrounding this issue, has also, has to respond. And now the BJP, of course, has taken to campaigning on the streets. They are holding a dharna. They've, of course, tried to put the Trinamool Congress government on the mat, especially of the handling of the issue, and, things like reinstating the principal of RG Kar, within hours after he resigned. Now, apart from that, there have been several other issues. For example, someone from the hospital administration, not the police, it's important to clarify here, not the police, but someone from the hospital administration calling the family member and informing them that it may be a case of suicide. So all of these things has led to pressure on the Trinamool. The Trinamool, of course, wants to keep the focus on the case specifically, because it has also, sort of led to a political fight between the TMC and the BJP. And therefore, the Trinamool is saying that if justice has to be done, the focus has to be on this case. And they're saying that to prevent such cases, we need a law like this. But again, you're right, it has to go to the governor, or if the governor wants, he can send it to the president. But Mamata Banerjee addressed this question as well in that announcement she made, and said that the governor should, sign it, give his assent to it, and not send it to the president and delay it further.
All right, Saurabh, thanks so much for joining us with all those details. So the special session begins today in West Bengal to introduce this bill, which will have stricter punishment and the death penalty for rapists in some cases. And from West Bengal to Kerala now, where the latest on the Mollywood Me Too case is that actor turned politician Mukesh, who is under fire, has now submitted evidence in the Ernakulam Sessions Court in a sealed cover. Mukesh had alleged that the actor complainant in his case, who had made allegations against him of harassment, sexual harassment, has been blackmailing him. This after a fresh case was registered against the actor and left MLA Mukesh, who is at the center now of this Me Too storm. He's one against whom allegations have been made, already booked for rape. An assault case has been filed against Mukesh in Kerala's Thrissur. This as the chorus for Mukesh's resignation grows, and so does the pressure on the left government to act. The CPM has backed its MLA, saying others others with similar allegations have not quit. Where does the buck stop and how do we fix accountability? Now, according to the complaint filed by the actor from Ernakulam, police has collected some evidence in the case against actor Edavela Babu, left MLA and actor Mukesh, Manian Pillai Raju and advocate Chandrasekharan. The magistrate recorded statements in connection with the 3 FIRs. Well, let's go across now to Ishika for more. And Ishika, so as the probe continues now, actor turned politician Mukesh has also spoken with the police and has given out his explanation and claiming that he was being blackmailed. Tell us more about what is happening in this entire matter.
Well, if we talk about MLA Mukesh today, it is, his anticipatory bail plea is going to be heard in the Ernakulam Sessions Court today. In fact, he has already submitted evidence in a sealed cover in the court. Remember that earlier, in fact, he had alleged that, the actor or the complainant in the case was in fact blackmailing him, demanding money. And after he refused is when she in fact decided to go ahead and make allegations. This is what in fact Mukesh had earlier alleged. And remember that earlier this court, that is the Ernakulam Session Court, had given him a temporary relief and in fact stayed on his arrest till September 3rd. So now in fact the police is also in fact keeping a very close watch on this hearing, because police is in fact opposing his anticipatory bail plea, because if we talk about the investigation so far, they have in fact collected evidence against Mukesh, and they have also in fact taken the complainant to his residence in Kochi, where they try to recreate the crime scene and gather evidence. So now what the police is planning to do is, in fact, they are planning to summon him for interrogation. And, certainly for that, they would be needing to seek his custody. And that is why today, when the matter will be heard, the Kerala police is going to oppose this anticipatory bail plea petition of MLA Mukesh. So certainly all eyes will be as to what the court decides today. Over to you.
All right, Ishika, thanks so much for joining us with those details and, tracking all those developments. Well, with that, time for us to slip into a short break. More news updates coming up on the other side. Do stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code. and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. 10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss of lives and livelihood. Kerala needs your help right now. Let's join NDTV initiative. Come, donate. Let's rebuild Wayanad.
Welcome back. Now counting down to the Haryana elections, and politics is picking up in poll-bound Haryana 2 days after the Election Commission announced the postponement of the polls by a few days. The BJP and Congress are in a huddle now. The BJP has been conducting marathon meetings to seal their list of candidates for the Haryana elections. After the CEC meeting, there have been back-to-back marathon meetings of the BJP. The Congress will also conduct its first meeting today over the selection of candidates. Earlier, you spoke to Gurpreet for more.
We have seen this time has given a lot of opportunity for the central leader to just hold a marathon debate on each and every candidate which they are going to announce in all the 90 Vidhan Sabha seats. Not only the BJP central leadership, they are mulling and discussing each and every point with all the state leaders so that the proper candidate should be given to all the constituency and they will be able to come back into power. What we can understand from the sources, anti-incumbency is the major issue for the BJP and they are trying to combat with this thing. And what we have learned, it might be possible some leaders' tickets can be changed because they feel they are trying to look up all the aspects, and if some candidate or maybe MLA has some anti-incumbency, he may lose his ticket. But at the same time, if we can talk about the Congress, we have seen the Congress leaders say those who were able to get a ticket last time, most of the people, they will be able to get the ticket. But in the Congress, what we have learned from the sources, winnability is one of the major parameter for giving the ticket to the candidate. So they are also conducting survey in all the constituency to find out a good and the winning candidate candidate from these constituencies.
Right.
If we can talk about the JJP, INLD, that these are the regional parties, they are also for the alliance so that they will be able to make a revival in the state politics. So these type of the meeting are going on. Let's see that which political strategy for which political party will work out. That will be clear once the result will be out.
And from poll-bound Haryana now to poll-bound Jammu and Kashmir, where the BJP and Congress are likely to release the list of its candidates for the second and third phase of the assembly elections due in the Union Territory. The BJP has been facing trouble over ticket distribution in Jammu, and its third list is expected to address concerns over the denial of tickets to some of the senior leaders. Meanwhile, campaigning has picked up across Jammu and Kashmir as candidates are filing their nominations for the second phase. Top leadership of the BJP and Congress are expected to address elections across the region. The Congress says Rahul Gandhi will start his election campaign in Union Territory from Wednesday. Earlier we spoke to Nazir for more on the latest.
Mainly BJP's whole focus is about Jammu, but it is because it has been their stronghold, but they have been facing a lot of trouble in the wake of this ticket distribution. Many people have challenged it and some people have resigned. There have been protests. So BJP has rushed its senior leaders to calm the tempers and pacify those angry people or the candidates. Because it is after 10 years you are having assembly elections. So it's but natural there would be so many claimants. And the other parts are also having their own share of trouble. So Congress also releasing its list of candidates today. The party, as we know, as alliance with the National Conference, there was a lot of back and forth on alliance seat sharing, but finally they made it, and both parties are fighting together. But there are some seats where both parties have friendly contests. So Congress is saying that its entire top leadership will be extensively campaigning in Jammu and Kashmir. Rahul Gandhi will start campaigning and addressing rallies from Wednesday. He will be addressing 2 rallies, one in Duru Assembly Constituency and second in Banihal Assembly Constituency. Then Priyanka Gandhi is also expected to address several rallies in Jammu and Kashmir. And on BJP side, Prime Minister would be leading the campaign for the BJP from 9th of this month. So it's Amit Shah, Home Minister, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh, BJP President JP Nadda, and entire leadership of the BJP. They are coming and campaigning extensively. And they are hoping to win most of the seats, particularly from the Jammu region, and help some of the independent candidates in Kashmir Valley, because BJP doesn't have enough footprint in the valley. Even in parliament elections, they chose to contest only 2 seats in Jammu region, but did not contest any seat in the valley. So it is very, very fascinating election. We have already seen large number of people, participating in the, election process. And today and tomorrow would be 5th is the last day of this second phase of filing of nomination papers.
All right, in news now from the northeast, more unrest now in Manipur. A flare-up of violence has taken place in Manipur's inter-district boundary areas after several months. 2 people were killed there yesterday, including a woman, while her 12-year-old daughter has been injured, along with 9 others, including 2 police personnel and a television reporter injured as well in gunfire and bombings in Imphal West's Kotruk area. A statement said in an unprecedented attack in Kotruk, alleged militants deployed numerous RPGs, that's rocket-propelled grenades, using high-tech drones. So high-tech drones being used to drop explosives is what the official statement of the Manipur police says. A senior police officer estimated that 7 to 8 such explosives had been used to target the village. Earlier we spoke to Ratnadeep for more.
This is another fresh spell of violence that Manipur has witnessed since yesterday in Kotruk, which is in Imphal West. It is a bordering area of the Imphal Valley region with the Hill district. It is at the border of Kankopi district, which is dominated by the Kuki-Zomi tribe. Remember, the valley region is dominated by the Meiteis, and both these ethnic groups have been at loggerheads since May 3 last year. And there was a lull in violence, but this new violence which has taken place has claimed 2 lives. As we have pointed out, at least 10 people, including a journalist, police personnel is injured. They're being treated at hospital. Now, what we are picking up is that this attack started after 2 p.m. Last afternoon, and they were firing, and in fact, intermittent firing had continued for 12 to 13 hours. Also, what is most concerning is what the state government and the state police has claimed, that high-tech military-grade drones were used to drop the bombs, and this is something which is a new dimension to the conflict that we have seen in Manipur. In fact, security agencies, particularly central security forces, were deployed in the fringe areas. Their duty was to keep both these two warring ethnic groups away from each other. Remember, from the Kuki side also, there are allegations that they have been firing at their villages. The state government on record has said that the Kuki militants are behind this attack. However, what is important to note that the state has been put in high alert, given the fact that all the district SPs have been asked to carry out combing operations. State Home Department has written to police for launching operations, and in meantime people have fled from that area. So these are the areas which have been affected in last year's violence as well, and now once again people have fled from that area. So this is going to be a new reason of concern for the state and center, even as the opposition has once again attacked the state government and the center for these new spell of attack that has taken place yesterday.
All right, with that, time for us to slip into a short break. News and updates continue right here on NDTV. To keep watching.
Hello, Moto.
Motorola Razr 50 Ultra comes with Google Gemini.
Early morning ED raid at AAP Neta's residence. ED heat on Amanatullah Khan over an alleged money laundering case involving financial irregularities connected to the Waqf Board. The release of Kangana Ranaut's film Emergency postponed amid a huge controversy over the portrayal of the Sikh community in it. The censor board has asked for more cuts. Rain havoc in Andhra and Telangana leads to 27 deaths. The Prime Minister dials the Chief Ministers, assures them of all help. Two days after the Election Commission announced postponement of polls in Haryana, the BJP and Congress have gone into huddle.
Some people say the metaverse will only be virtual. One day this lecture hall will be made of code, and driverless cars would be trapped in intersections. But even in this maze of the future, you can't wish away health. It's time to become more resilient. "10 years of Banega Swasth India, we have grown and achieved so many milestones. And now I have a plan to beat the urgency, to stop breathing with difficulty, to relieve getting choked with inactivity. Energize our government, our environment, our society, and ourselves. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Banega Swasth India. One world hygiene.
Stay informed and entertained with the new and updated NDTV News app. You can watch all our channels live, listen to podcasts, read breaking and exclusive news from around the world and more. Download the NDTV app today and get access to the best journalism and storytelling on your smartphone or tablet. The NDTV app. News that matters to you.
Landslide devastation in Kerala's Wayanad. Join NDTV's initiative. Donate for Kerala.
New day, new show, a new experience.
Start your day with the news, not views.
We bring you stories that matter
and impact your life.
News that informs and keeps you ahead.
From Maximum City, Mumbai,
to the seat of power, Delhi,
NDTV brings you the best breakfast show.
Breakfast news on NDTV, 8 a.m. every day.
Hi, I'm Shreya Saran. Kerala's Wayanad area is hit by devastating landslides, resulting in loss